Hey sis, how you doing?
Peace, beloved. Oh, you putting it up there, testing it out?
Yeah, I'm waiting on Oracle. He said he has to get his signal. He's getting his signal organized. So I'm just
getting ready, right? Okay.
Yeah, and I just figured I'll share that information on his screen until he comes, and then we'll read it. I'll read it. If you want to help me read it, you can too.
Do you speak Ebonics?
I used to, but I haven't in a long time. You got jokes, girl.
Wait a minute. I'm gonna whoop you talking about. You had to think about it though.
I used to, but I haven't did that in a long. I mean, I guess I do speak Ebonics when I get mad enough and I start saying words that I didn't even know could come out my mouth.
There you go. That was a trick.
Yeah, I speak Ebonics.
That was a trick question, right?
Exactly.
Oh man. Okay, well, peace and love. I'll shut up and just wait for him to. I didn't want to bother you or disturb you. I just wanted to acknowledge you.
Okay, no problem.
All right, babe.
Are you busy right now?
Girl, busy putting my head on my hand trying to stay. Girl, I'm so exhausted. I'm so sleepy. My children are not here, and so I'm I really want to lay down again. I didn't ever get the nap I wanted.
Okay.
But other than that, I'm good. So I need to do this contract for you, and I was online trying to create some paperwork that I needed for the house, and I'm making busy, But otherwise, I'm okay. What about you, babe? You been having a good day?
Yeah, everything is good. I've been napping myself, trying to catch up on some sleep,
Okay, you know what? Don't brag. Didn't I just say I didn't get no nap yesterday and tonight?
Yeah, but my naps were short. They kept being interrupted by the phone buzzing, or somebody's texting.
But I'm laughing. Well, see, that's a note to you to mute that baby until you wake up.
Right, and I did have it on silent, but it still was vibrating.
No, then you turned it all off.
Right, exactly.
But you don't want to miss. Look, you don't want to miss nothing. That's the thing.
No, not that. It's just that I probably should have just turned it completely off. It did disturb me. It was disturbing.
But you know what's interesting? You know how people be like, "Oh, how you doing this?" And you start telling them, you ain't nobody trying to hear all that. Okay. I'm jealous because you got a little naps and I didn't. Okay. But no, yeah,
don't nobody want to hear all of that. Okay, right. No problem.
Haters, okay? They be like, anyway, okay? Oh my God, that's hilarious. Oh goodness. Oh, I see. Oh, I saw the message. Okay, that's y'all from earlier. Okay, I was like, wait a minute. But well, good. Well, I'm glad that you at least had had a tiny bit of downtime. I just the weekends I look forward to, and I have not had. I let the dad take the boys, and he was asking for them to spend the night and that type of stuff, and I just said no.
Oh, that's beautiful. Uh-oh.
Well, he can take them today, but he's like, give me a chance. I'm like, no. And he was like, can I pick them up tomorrow so they can clean and make some money in the arcade? I said no to the cleaning and possibly the arcade.
Why?
Because they're not coming to clean his house just because. They haven't even been over there in like a month.
Oh, okay. So he's looking for someone to help him clean up.
Yeah. He's not really looking to spend time with them. I mean, they went to martial arts class today.
Mm-hmm.
But they, that's what they do, supposed to do every week. They're training. They got a yellow belt, so they got to keep going. Unless they're just not going to do it. But I was supposed to drive today, and I'm like, I can't do it. Plus, there was a gap in time where I would have had to spend time with him, and I don't want to do that.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah. So anyway, but other than that, So anyway, I'm here. I'm in the flesh, and I figure we can. I forgot he was going to be speaking about soulmates and
right, the twin souls,
helpmate. Right. So I'm like, because I mentioned that the other day, and he was like, laughed, and he said, "Well, that's what's going to be on the G podcast," because I had said that my husband and I are supposed to be helpmeets and soulmates. And he said,
yes.
I'll be talking about that. So then that way you guys, we understand what that really means.
Exactly. And then I found a nice article from a psychotherapist named Babita Spinelli, and she gave 11 signs you found your twin flame. Or I like to call it twin souls, because when you say twin flame, it's like they're going to burn each other out.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so I like to say twin souls, or like she said, mirror soul or something like that.
Oh wow, that's
so I said, cool. Yeah, this is really good. I can show this on the share screen for the listeners to read it and see where they fit in at.
Right.
Which one of the signs that they fit in.
And can you have more than one sign? I guess we're gonna talk.
Oh yeah, it's 11 of them. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
So okay, gotcha.
It's 11 of them.
Oh yeah.
I'm posting them now, periodically, so one could read it slowly. So when the oracle come on, we can just go through each one, and then he can also speak it from his experience too.
Okay.
So the first one, well, let me go back.
You look so pretty. Is that yellow and white?
Yeah, it's like a golden.
Oh, yeah.
Golden white.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Not gold. It's like a mustard yellow. Yeah, that bright yellow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a dashiki girl. I call them my shield. So when I put on my dashiki, that means I got on my armor and shield.
Oh,
my
yeah,
shield and armor.
Okay. I can resonate with that.
It was a dress code I decided to take on once I got into the whole shaman vibes,
Yeah, I love that as well. I have some garb. I don't have the there's some shops, but I haven't visited them lately. But that's really what I do want to take on. This is like a Ma'at t-shirt.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see the wings. Exactly.
So
you see like the print right here.
Right.
This is my shield right here, my breastplate.
Okay.
And this is the arm plate, and then the back has the back plate. That's how I kind of
envision
it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I'm going to scroll up so you can read the first part, when it explains exactly what is a twin soul.
Okay.
Like it gives the definition and everything, and then you let me know, and I'll scroll down.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, let me scroll it. So you stopped about right here, right? Where it says, but they also help you overcome.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she breaks this down very, very easy to explain and very detailed. I like how she went in on this, the psychotherapist.
Mm-hmm. You can scroll again, please. The first one is me for sure. What happened? But I'll read more because I'm. That's the tricky thing about my husband and I, because it was almost like a magnet. It scared me because I didn't know what that was. And one time he was behind me and I was clocking in because we met in barber and cosmetology school. And I immediately wanted to turn around and hug him, and I didn't. It was weird. Anyway.
Right.
It was a lot of that. Like the spirit was like, reach out and hug him, and all these things. And I'm like, I didn't even know him. You know, that type of stuff. I was like, what? So anyway.
Right.
That's why it's so sad to me right now and disappointing. But you know, things can turn around per se. But
true.
You're very silly. You in your turn.
Let me scroll down. You ready for 2?
Yes.
And 3?
Yes.
She also explains how you have a certain twin soul where you break up, you make up, you break up, you make up, and it could be years down the line and you still make up and break up. You know?
Oh gosh, we done did that too. No. I'm like, we got a lot. I got number 1 through 11, like you said. I'm like, oh dear.
But then that also falls in a karmic relationship to a karmic soul. You know,
okay.
Which she explains that too. I would just have to click on it and then it'll come up on the screen.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Like it's one of those hyperlinks.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, you can scroll up. You can maybe do 4 and 5.
Okay. Oh wait, what did I do here? Let me bring it big again. Okay, 4 and 5 is on the next page, so I'll just do 4.
Okay.
I hit the wrong thing. And
you're the wrong one.
Yeah, exactly. All right, that's good.
Okay. I'm ready for 5 and 6 or however many I can see.
Yeah, the oracle's saying that he's trying to find every signal in the house to get a connection, and it's just not barging.
Yeah, because it's like what 11 something there. Well, according to
I think he's on now. Hold on, let me.
Oh, okay.
Let me see. Yeah, okay. I'm waiting for his device to connect. But so far, I like her definitions. You know, I like her analysis.
I agree.
I think I've been through some. You know, definitely, my children's father fits in one of those 11 definitions.
Okay.
Definitely. And even a new coming relationship is feeling like that.
Oh wow.
All right, I'll put 4 back up. If you're ready for 5, I'll scroll to 5.
Yep, 5 and 6, or however many I can see.
Okay.
I know how it depends on the page split.
Okay, so this is the ending of 4.
4, okay.
So it says, so often this type of relationship will reflect your problems and deepest insecurities, so you can work through them to heal and grow.
Okay.
And then here's 5 and 6.
Okay. Feel magnetic, I see. They feel magnetic.
All right, hold on. Let me see if Oracle can get on.
Okay. Oh, okay.
You're in, Oracle? Turn it down a little bit.
Wow.
You're in, Oracle? Let us know if you can hear us.
Joanna.
You're on mute if you are speaking, so you might want to come off mute. Well, let me just do this brief introduction because we've been like streaming for 45 minutes and
Yes.
we just hopped on and it was talking like we on the telephone as usual, you know?
Oh, I apologize.
No, it's fine. That's how I come in sometimes. This is not an ordinary podcast. I kind of like, I'm on a different flow with my podcasting. But yeah, give thanks to everybody that's listening and being patient. We're just waiting for the Oracle to find the proper connection in his location. Of course, he's streaming from South Africa, so sometimes the internet connection is not always at its best. But we're going to try and keep the topic flowing until he comes on and starts speaking from his perspective. So I found this article that speaks on twin souls, also known as twin flames or soulmates. And it's a psychotherapist named Babita Spinelli, and she breaks down the 11 signs that could show you that you met your soulmate. And you have several soulmates, so let's just put that out there. It's not just one. Sometimes we have several soulmates. So you can say, yeah, my last 3 relationships, you know, the relationship number 1, I felt very connected to him. It was like love at first sight. But we lasted for a few years and then we broke off. And then I met another person and that relationship felt even more amplified and intense. And we got married and had children, married for 20 years. And then we ended up separating, but we're best friends still, you know. Then you say, okay, I'm with someone right now and you know, he may be a few years older than me or a few years younger than me, or she may be a few years older or younger, but we just feel this divine connection and they make me feel better than the first 2 relationships or the first 5 relationships, however many it's been. Yeah. And then we're just going to, go into those different concepts and perspectives. So you won't think that the past relationships went in vain. You just take it for what it was for that time being. And know that, yeah, they still was a soulmate, maybe from a past life. Y'all had a past life agreement, or before y'all came into this earth planet, y'all had an agreement and y'all fulfilled it. And then now it's just time to probably move on, you know? So until the Oracle can get back in strong, this look like this is going to be a long podcast tonight. By the time he gets in and then hear his perspective, I think we'll have some good information since between you and me right now and this article, and then when he comes on, right. I think everything will work out for a good reason. So we'll go. You can finish reading 5 and 6. Anytime I hear him click in, I just want to see if I can bring him on. Yeah. So if I leave the screen, that's why.
Okay. I'm looking at it. Okay. I did read 5 and 6. I just realized it. Gratitude. Okay.
So here's 7 and some of 8. I'll pull 8 up when you're done with 7.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. You keep coming back to each other.
Wow. Okay, I'm done with 8. Divine. They find you to find that a certain part of life. Oh, that's what you're talking about, karmic relationships.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So I'll click on it, and then it'll go into what a karmic relationship is, what those signs are.
Okay. 10 and 11. Psychic connection. Let me just glance over. Yeah. I can attest to a lot of these, if not all of them, in some way or perspective in my marriage or even past relationships.
Me too. Me too.
And even in the turmoil, being tumultuous or etc. I mean, as far like they push you to be and do better. It's interesting because, like, for example, my husband grew up in a family business, so he has a different mindset on working versus entrepreneurship.
Okay.
And I just worked, I've been entrepreneurial, but I've never like set out on my own to just do this business or that business. I've always had extra things, but he's always speaking kind of like a Tony Robbins or like a Les Brown or, whoever has kind of been in the spotlight of mentorship and success.
Right.
So he definitely speaks their language, which is quite interesting. So he is kind of he's encouraging to the point to where, he has a lot of high energy. He's Sagittarius, he's fire. So he's, he's go. He's adventure. He's this, he's that. So sometimes it's, if I think about it, it can seem and be overwhelming, but it can push you to, like for me, to get out of my comfort zone or
yes, exactly, and explore life on a different level.
Yeah, so it is a plus. I mean, I had to think about it and be like, yeah, it's a good thing. A lot of the divine things, the magnetism, even the tumultuous type thing, and I say that because it's like topsy-turvy. I think the energies, and just like you say, if you're mirroring, one another, you don't realize that's what you're doing.
Yes, exactly.
Or whatever. It just, again, if he happens to be a soulmate, and it looks as if, right, a twin flame, twin soul, and I probably have had other, relationships
similar to that.
Yeah. I do. I thought I was gonna marry a guy I was with for like 4.5 years, a guy that I probably was off and on with for about 9 years. So there's a lot of, I think maybe the first one more so than the second one as far as a soulmate. We had a connection though, but it is interesting to read and really reflect.
And this one right here is very deep. This is due to mirroring nature of a twin flame, to the mirroring nature of a twin flame. They show you your deepest insecurities, fears, and shadows.
Right. But
they also help you overcome them. So some people think, oh, their twin soul is going to come here and just wave that magic wand and save the day. It's not like that, No. They help you. They show you your deepest insecurities, your fears, and your shadows. They show you where your wrongs are to bring the best out of you.
Right.
And it's like your twin soul will be equally affected by you. So you're also there to help each other overcome them, and then to be their best person. Where's the other part? She said that there's a misnomer that a twin flame completes you. She explains.
Right.
In reality, relationships are meant to encourage you to be more complete in your own right. So it's not about trying to complete you or change you, but for you to be complete in your own right. It's for you to expand on what you already, to expand your power, so to speak, Like you might be at a level 5, so your twin soul is there to bring you to 10, to show you that you don't have to stay at 5. You got the potential and qualities to go to 10.
Right. I agree. Yeah, and I think that I mean, it can touch on a little bit of when we meet someone anyway. Sometimes, depending on how you were raised or how you think of relationships or, the social influence, but some people think you meet someone and they complete you. You've heard that people say, "Oh, he completes me," or "She completes me," and like you said, there's no such thing. Because if you need someone else to make you whole, that's not good.
Right.
In a sense of them, right? It's something you still have to develop within to complete you to come together to even be more grand. So no, I hear you loud and clear.
They're there to encourage you to be more complete in your own right. You know, so you have to put the action and the time and the effort into that completion. But they're there to give you that encouragement and reinforcement that you could do it. So once you got that reinforcement and encouragement, you can just take that to sky's the limit now, because your twin soul is there to have your back, to be there, cheering for you,
fanning the flames in a good way.
Exactly.
So
keeping the fire burning.
Yeah, that's awesome. No, that is awesome. I think that's it is to me it is a good article.
And then this part right here where she says, importantly, each person is still whole on their own. Mm-hmm. You just need that encouragement.
Yeah.
I'm not here to make you whole. I'm here to encourage you to be complete in your wholeness.
Mm-hmm. And it is that mirroring, like you were speaking of. It's almost
that mirror soul.
The good, but it's like we may not see what other people see, including our twin flame or our twin soul. So I may say, "Okay, Najis, da 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 da," and you're like, "Oh wow, I didn't know I spoke that way," or "I didn't know I bit my lip every time I talk," or you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
So you may notice nuances or different things, personality-wise or habit-wise, in others. So I take it to that too. It's obviously a little bit deeper. We're talking about this with two souls that are in an exchange, right? That are connected. But I kind of look at it in the same way too, because it's like your flaws and, like you said, maybe your insecurities and those things that you wouldn't necessarily face or see. It's like it's kind of in your face or being brought out, and you have to. The goal is to deal with it, to be able to push past that, to get to the quote unquote the other side, right, or that completeness.
Exactly.
Like you said, that you're seeking, and then like you mentioned, the other party will be able to continue to support, and you play off one another and all that wonderful stuff. So yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You think we should read through them, or I think we're doing a good job talking about them?
We can read through them just in case. I mean, maybe there's kind of we kind of talked about a few of them, but the definition, etc. Yeah, that probably would be good.
Okay. So I'm listening.
Okay. Okay.
Oh yeah, check it out. Did you do your yoga session yet?
No.
You want to do it after the podcast?
I don't have a choice.
Me too. Okay, we could take turns doing the different phases.
Okay. Okay, Bossy Rossi.
I'm telling you what we're doing.
You can teach today. Thank you.
Yeah, because you did it yesterday. You see how I'm trying to say we can take turns on the phases, right? That means you still talking.
That's fine. I'm game either way. I feel the same as I did yesterday, so it's all relative.
Okay.
Okay, but no, that's fine. I appreciate it. My Basu. My twin flame Basu. My twin.
Right. My twin Basu.
Right, exactly. So what is a twin flame, twin soul? Definition: a twin flame or twin soul is an intense soul connection with someone thought to be a person's other half, sometimes called a mirror soul.
I love that one.
I know, I do too. I'm going to probably use that. It's based on the idea that sometimes one soul gets split into two bodies.
Wow.
I know. That sounds like twins.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, okay, that makes sense. One of the main characteristics of a twin flame or twin soul relationship is that it will be both challenging and healing.
See, I love that part too. Because
Right.
people think it's just all about him healing me or she's healing me. No, it's going to be some challenges, but through those challenges, here comes the healing, you know?
Yeah, that reminds me of diamond pressure. You know,
Yes,
when they say,
exactly.
yeah, then
You
it's
put
like
it under
boom,
enough pressure. There you go with
next
the beautiful
diamond.
results.
Right. So, this is due to the mirroring nature of a twin flame or twin soul. They show you their deepest insecurities, fears, and shadows, but they also help you overcome them, and vice versa. Your twin flame or soul will be equally affected by you. Okay, well that makes good sense.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Importantly,
To the top.
each person is still whole on their own, says a licensed psychotherapist, Babita Spinelli. There's a misnomer, a misconception that a twin flame or soul completes you, she explains. In reality, relationships are meant to encourage you to be more complete in your own right. So
And I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that 1000%. She is so spot on.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm feeling that. Because that's how I analyze it in my mind. I might not say it exactly how she said it, but in my mind it's like, I'm not here to, or you're not here to wave the magic wand to change me, but you're here to encourage me that, hey, change is good, and if you do it, you'll be more complete than you are now, you know?
Yeah, and speaking of magic wand, which I believe in, that we do have.
Right.
However, I think it's an attestation, quite possibly, right, depending on who you're speaking with, or we here, I'll just say in the States for sure, that in my opinion, we are looking for a magic wand, quick fix. We don't want to have to go through.
That's right. The
The
fire.
different things in them. Yeah, the fire, literally. There we go.
You don't want to go through the twin flame.
Right. Literally. To get where we need to go, we don't, that's why a lot of times, I don't want to get off topic, but we self-medicate or we do different things. Even if we go out, we party, we drink, it's temporary because it doesn't fix the ailment, the issue, the problem. It doesn't go away. And so it just reminds me that, or to just speak out, to remind myself and, everyone else to remember to do the work.
Right.
Yeah, you'll be better for it. It may not feel good. It may not be comfortable. You may not like it. You may, be exhausted. You may feel like you want to jump up and down, scream, whatever it is. But it is again, challenging but healing process. So.
Okay, so we'll go to the 11 signs you found your twin soul or your mirror soul.
So, number 1, when you meet, there was instant recognition. When you first encounter your twin flame or twin soul, Spinelli says there will be an intense sense of attraction, recognition, and longing. Meeting a twin flame often feels like home, she notes. They feel familiar, an undeniably intense bond, as though you have known them before. So, yeah, as I was saying earlier, that's extremely familiar to me. I think when meeting my husband,
right,
it was like I think the first time we were, locked lips. I'll just say, it almost was like, I think we both went into some kind of trance. I know it sounds weird, but it was
not at all.
It almost like we had an out of body experience. It was like I didn't really understand it. I didn't understand what was happening. I didn't. I don't know. I can still feel it. I can still. it's still familiar to me 22 years later.
Now that you're reading these signs,
Yeah.
you're like catching flashbacks.
Yeah, I can see it. I can still feel the feeling. I know what it was, and I can see the day of this and the time of that. So yeah, it's pretty locked in because it was intense.
Okay.
Yeah. Number 2.
Okay, hold on. Let me go back to the article. Okay, there you go.
You're very similar. You and your twin flame may find that you have a lot in common as far as values, past experiences, and interests. Spinelli adds, both of you will find that your past story has a lot of coincidences and similar experiences.
I've come across that a lot too.
Really?
Lately.
Right.
But anyway, go ahead.
No, that's good. No,
I think this is our podcast. This is meant for us. Huh? The Oracle said he might be on in another 45 minutes. I said, okay, we already dialoguing, so I think we'll still be dialoguing by the time your signal is ready.
Right. That's hilarious.
We'll hold it down until he come, you know?
Right. No, I agree that like another time when I met my husband, I was grieving a fiance that I had dated for about 4. I don't know. It was this 4.5 year thing. That wasn't the other guy I was speaking about, but I was engaged to be married, and that fiance ended up having cancer and died from it at 32 years young. And so I met my husband, and he explained to me that he had both of his parents that passed in that transition. And so he could help me through it. And so I think the history that he kind of brought to the forefront of studying, griot type stuff, and I think we were interested, and we were kind of free and adventurous, and all. There were a lot of things that kind of, I think, brought us together and made us like bond, from the very beginning. But I was just like, yeah. So there are like things as far as that, and
have a lot in common.
Yeah. So. Let's see, number 3, you complement each other. In those areas that you aren't similar, you'll find your differences complement each other, almost like yin and yang.
Opposites attract, right?
Their shadow, for example, will be complemented by your light and vice versa. And because twin flame mirrors you, you're likely very aware of how your relationship highlights your shadows and theirs.
Yes, very aware. You can actually pinpoint it and bring out the examples.
Yeah. Yeah. Number 4. See, your insecurities and doubts are amplified. The purpose of your twin flame is to support and help you with divine mission and purpose. No spiritual author, Shannon Kaiser. So often this type of relationship will reflect your problems and deepest insecurities so you can work through them to heal and grow. So again, I think that is important. Because
help each other. To help each other and support each other to accomplish and complete their divine mission and purpose.
Yeah. And so it's almost like you say, you kind of can lean on one another. You're expressed and then you're understood, because every time we speak, it's not meant to be spoken. However, when we do, and we're trying to offload, or we're trying to heal, etc., then you want someone there that can be emotionally available and empathetic to some of the things that you struggle with or some of the problems that you have had to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
So, number 5, they feel magnetic. From the moment you met and still to this day, you feel drawn to them physically when they're near you, as well as magnetically when you're apart. It's as though their energy is always with you, always wanting to be closer.
Mm-hmm. I've definitely experienced that.
Mm.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think
That's,
that.
I think that's the number one feeling, that like this has to be a mirror soul or a twin soul, because even when we're apart, I'm feeling you in my heart,
Right. Yeah, yeah.
or you're thinking about each other at the same time, and as you're thinking about that person, they call or they text you,
Right.
or you're
Right.
or you dreaming and you're sleeping and you just wake up and look at your phone and you see that they text you 40 minutes ago. You
Mhm.
know,
Yeah.
that happened to me the other night, by the way.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love love anyway. I love just
Right. Exactly.
just that caring and all that. I'm like a glutton. I'm a glutton for that. So
Right.
um yeah. But it is important, and plus again you, like you said, it's, if you're paying attention like you have, right, you'll notice
Mhm.
when it shows up in that way. So that's awesome.
Exactly.
Number 6, the relationship is tumultuous. Twin flame or twin soul relationships aren't all smooth sailing, and actually, they're usually not. Being
Right.
with the
That's why
twin,
she got that hyperlink right here to go
they're
deeper
like,
into
click.
it.
What does that
We'll
mean?
go back to the hyperlinks after we go through that.
Right? Um, so being with the twin flame is like constantly being confronted by yourself, namely the parts of yourself you may not like.
Mhm.
It can be incredibly challenging, but it's facilitating major growth for both of you. I'm
That's the
laughing
challenges.
because, yeah,
That's the challenges to help you heal and to help you grow and to encourage you to be your better self. That you can be better, you deserve better, or you're underestimating what you could do. You're limiting yourself. So that's when that other half, that mirror soul, comes in and say, "Hey, you need to stop doing this because that's why this is not happening. Or if you keep doing this, this is what's going to happen." And they're there to make that sailing not smooth. But in the end, it's growth for both of you.
yeah. I'm giggling because, for example, when it says that being with the twin soul is like constantly being confronted by yourself, naming the parts of yourself you may not like. Um,
Most definitely.
Sometimes without having a conversation, just like I noticed that I may have controlling aspects. I don't think I'm a controlling woman, but I feel like my husband is controlling. So it's like I laugh and giggle because I was like, I had to think when I read that, like, I think he's controlling, he thinks I'm controlling. So it's probably like we both are to some capacity. I don't like that,
We're both doing it.
like people thinking that I would be controlling, you know what I mean? So it causes this rift. So that's what
Mhm.
I'm saying, being tumultuous, because it's like I'm not controlling because I'm, this and that and the third. And he's like, well, I'm not controlling. So it's
That's
interesting.
the turmoil that comes
Right,
out of it.
right. So it's interesting because unless again you're willing to acknowledge and accept your level of whatever the
Mhm.
other person, not the one man or woman is seeing,
Right.
then can you only take accountability or responsibility for that part of your personality, because there's different layers and pieces of us, right? And it's not all roses.
Mhm.
And so anyway, it just reminding us to all make sure that sometimes it's hard to look at yourself in a way, but if things keep showing up, or aside from your twin flame or twin soul, for example, things are being mentioned, then most likely it's probably what it is. So
Right.
to me, the more that you can, it's easy enough for you to own it, accept it, and if you want to change it, do that. Then the growth will happen, definitely in the relationship, but it'll be good for maybe others as well. So number 7, the relationship is very intense. There's a definite emotional change between between two souls, twin souls, says Spinelli. And they often develop quickly because you already feel so familiar. And as Kaiser adds, because you are so connected at a soul level, you feel things deeper together, which often makes for more intensity and passion. So,
yeah, I've definitely experienced that too. Definitely. Like you actually feel the person in your heart. Like you feel them feeling you,
Yeah, you being water, you are able to absorb others. So you probably a lot more, not a lot, but you're more probably sensitive to that in the sense of feeling it probably quicker than some of us others. But yeah.
And it gets so deep that I'll get a vision, like I'll be sleeping.
Wow.
But in my dream, I'm remote viewing and I'll see or feel the person watching me or feeling me or trying to contact me, or I'll just see in remote viewing snippets of it the intensity of the love that the person may have for me or whatever the situation is,
Right.
And then in the reality form, I'll mention it to the person and they may say, yeah, I was trying to call you, or I was thinking about you around that time. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's hot.
I recently had that experience too. That's why a lot of this is just blowing me away,
Right. I'm
blowing me away. I'm cool about it. I look cool about it, but trust me, like what? I can't even believe when I first read this the other day, I couldn't even believe what I was reading. Right. I mean, I could believe it because I know it was true, but it was just like, okay, I just experienced that.
Yeah, I
experienced that.
Yeah, you can definitely relate, huh? It is very relatable. I mean, it's just so, to me, it's simple but so profound at the same time. You understand?
Right. She simplifies it, but it's deep in its simplest form.
Right.
You didn't even have to write a lot. Just that right there puts the cap on it,
Cap on it. I agree. Let me see. 8, you keep coming back together. The chase, quote unquote, is most definitely a part of the twin soul relationship. At some point, one of you may walk away out of fear, anger, you name it. You'll often come back. If you're in an on and off again type relationship, it could be with your twin soul. If you're in an on and off again type relationship, it could be with your twin soul, Kaiser says. You'll find that things just keep bringing you together in random ways. Could be months, years, even decades. You just always find your way back to one another. That's deep.
Yeah.
I remember
I've been there, done that too.
Right.
But after a while, they got burnt out.
Yeah.
It did.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, exactly.
That was the definitely past life karmic relationship.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, before we came to this, we had this agreement to just have children together. And then after a certain years go by, that's it.
Right.
But we kept going back and forth, coming back and forth with each other, off and on, until it actually sizzled its way out,
Okay.
It ashed out.
It's ashed out. Okay. Yeah.
To ashes.
I remember a guy was looking for me, the one that was the 9 years on and off. I think he worked at a hospital, popular hospital in Los Angeles, and my mother was in there. I think she just had a surgery, maybe a knee surgery or a hip or something like that. It's like, wow. So, or she could have even had to be something with blood or something. But anyway, so he must have. I don't know how he saw her chart or how he knew she was there, or maybe when she got rolled out to MRI or something. But um, he was like, I saw your mom and she said you left LA. And I'm like, yeah. And he was like, I would have been looking for you. There's this Milani or something, like hair, like our hair products or something, poster of this lady that looked like me. And he was like, I would always look at that poster and think of you. But we had done, like you said, the whole this and that. And I think I saw him maybe one last time, and then he was, going to get married, but he was trying to see if he should marry me and try to, that's why he was looking for me. But then it's like he had this other situation. So anyway, that's who he ended up marrying and is with and all that fun stuff now. But I just thought that was quite interesting that, you get used to the back and forth, and then eventually, like you said, for whatever reason, it ends.
Mm-hmm.
So
I didn't know you were from California.
No, I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I lived in California over 30 something years though.
Oh, okay. You grew up there.
Yeah, from 6th grade on. I graduated high school there. We got my first bachelor's degree there, and then probably came back here, and then went to Dallas, and then came back here again. So yeah, I've lived in California, Texas, and here in Wisconsin. So looking to move again. So
you know what? I was just getting ready to say that. Then there's going to be a new state on the list.
Come through ancestors, right?
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks for allowing me to share. And thank you for sharing. Number 9, your connection feels divine. When you find your twin soul, there's a certain larger than life quality that likely feels divine or predestined. There's a feeling that you have been brought together by a higher power, Spinelli notes, and that creates a very strong bond between the two of you. These can also sometimes be karmic relationships. So we have been told that we have a divine order. It's almost like when people look at us, they see us as the priest and priestess, or the elder and the
emperor and the empress.
Yeah, so it's kind of like we were even told that we would have not a church, but some kind of ministry. We wouldn't call it a church, where people would come and get healing and all these wonderful things. So it's interesting because we'll see how everything plays out. But that is a thing that the spirit that we are together and bonded for a reason, an aim, and a purpose. So
right.
We'll see.
Well, we'll see what the hyperlink says, right? In the
right.
Because the hyperlink actually breaks down the different types of karmic relationships, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And it's not always negative, it's positive too. They just call it karmic because it's from a other life,
right.
A past life.
Okay.
Or before you came to this earth plane, That's why it says a higher power. You're brought together by a higher power.
Right.
Predestined, and it just feels so complete, so divine.
Yes. Number 10, you have an almost psychic connection. You and your twin soul can likely communicate with just a glance. You always know what the other is thinking. You may even feel each other's emotions or symptoms, Spinelli adds.
Yeah, I was just talking about that a little while ago with the remote viewing.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And I just woke up out of my sleep and looked at my phone and saw the text message, and that made me call.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, it is something when you can look at someone and see or have like you say, a dream, or have a certain connection, and again, like you say, you're thinking of someone, or that special one, and then vice versa, or there was you speak at the same time, or you laugh and say the same thing, or you, like you say, look at your message, or call each other at the same time, or something like that. So um yeah, I mean, it is special. It to me, psychic, divine, it's almost the similar, to me, in a sense. But yeah, I know that now, I feel like in certain aspects I have heightened senses, because I have been able to um I think, I won't say study him, but because of the connection, then I can, I think I've always had a little bit an intuitive gift, and you know, kind of,
Intuition.
yeah.
Heightened
So it's
intuition.
just yeah, but I think that again, when you have a twin soul, um, when you're looking at them, or when you look at people, you can see different things. You can pick up on different energies, and those types of things. So yeah, I mean, like it said earlier in the article, it actually does make you better. Like all of this can, you know, make us
Right. That's what it's
better.
for.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, number 11, they push you to be and do better. Because twin souls act as mirrors, they challenge us to do better, and oftentimes your purposes are aligned in a way that pushes both of you to new heights. It is a very expansive relationship that promotes a lot of growth.
I experienced that too.
Right?
Yes. Yes.
Well, you're kind of, it's interesting because looking at you anyway, in general, I don't, we've just become acquainted, but like you said the other day so eloquently, and I appreciate you for that. It's like we're family now.
Yes.
We're sea stars, but I see that when you set your mind to something, like you're very determined.
Hmm.
You may question and this and that, but you are very intentional about what you do. And you have the warrior, spirit, but delicate, feminine. Um,
You're right about that.
yeah. So I it's like you almost, um, and again, I say this gently and respectfully. I mean, it's like you may question things, or maybe you, um, like we all do, if we
Hmm.
talk about things, just maybe not even redirection, but it's like, okay, you just solidify, and then you just go forward. It's like after that, you just gone. I'm like, whoa, okay, it didn't take long. It didn't take much.
Right. Right.
So I admire that, I guess, really is what I'm saying. So I do see that in you. I'm glad that you have felt that, in a twin soul, type of relationship, and that. But I do see that, um, again, because of the things that we may have experienced in this type of, spiritual relationships, it does allow for the growth, and it does allow us to all experience these wonderful things about one another. So I just wanted to make sure that I did say that about you. There's a lot of things that, again, just meeting you, that I admire, and hopefully we can, continue to be good spiritual basus and sisters for, one another, as we are embarking on,
Yes.
our
Yes.
twin soul relationships, and that, and yeah, it can catapult us to be and do better. What type of experiences have you had? Have they been lately where you feel very empowered and encouraged, and those types of things? And you've
Yes.
seen some results, or you've noticed for yourself, things have, progressed.
Yes. And especially as we've been taking this comedic yoga course,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so we got to give credit to Ned to
Your
because he's definitely taking the best out of us, pushing us to do better and be better with his critiques and his scrutiny, you know. And, you know, on the positive side of it, it's going to make us a better, you know, a better Basu, because I guess he knows we have it in us. We just got to seek deep down in ourselves and pull it out, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
he's like a twin. He's like a twin soul
for us.
Basu, you know. Yeah, he's like that twin Basu to us. Like, I know you can do it, and I don't know why y'all, you know, not doing it. You know, so since you're not doing it, I'm going to scrutinize you to do it, because every time you do it, you're going to think about my scrutiny. You know.
Yeah, and I thank goodness we not. Maybe we cry off camera, but you know, you gotta have some tough skin, you know, because you can't be sensitive
dealing with him. Exactly.
You know, if you are, it is with, oh well, that's your problem, not his, you know.
That's right. Because he's gonna do it regardless, you know.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. No, I am very grateful, and yeah, and I was gonna say, and speaking of, I can, you know, I was gonna say I could mention this offline, but there's probably gonna be a test.
Oh, it is gonna be a test. Oh, it is.
Oh, it is. Okay.
He spoke about it a few times too.
Yeah, so I'm like, when is
and I
this?
think I read it in the manual as well.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So
I think it's gonna be I think it's gonna be a written test.
Right.
It's going to be a written test to show that we read the Egypt book, the Egyptology book.
Yeah,
you know, that explains the postures and what deity governs that posture.
Yeah.
But, you know, I have time to go back and revise it. You know, I still have some things stuck in my mind that although I'll remember offhand, but I'll go back and revise it, like while I'm on the airplane, while we're in the hotel room, you know, things like that. I'll be all right with it.
Yeah, that's what something came to me in my mind, and I'm like, oh, I need to speak that out, because I'm like, he did say it, and he was like, something's coming. I'm like, oh yeah, the test. So I just wanted to make sure that I spoke it out. I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, it's the book, right. And so we'll be fine. But I do have to go back over it and make sure.
I have to go back and revise it. Hopefully, we'll do the test there in Atlanta. He won't expect us to do it before we come. I'm assuming we'll do it while we're there. Mm-hmm. You know, those 2 days, 3 days that we're there, we'll probably have to do it then. Yeah. If not, it's he'll let us know, you know, ahead of time, and then I'll just do what I need to do, take my notes and stuff. If it's online and we have to do it online, then I have my notes, so of course I'll pass. You know,
correct. That's the thing. Is it open book?
You know, so either way, I'm good. You know, I'm going to. If it's not open book, we have to do it there in person, and he you know, put several of us aside and say, okay, you're going to be doing the written part while they're doing the actual physical postures. You know, like I said, I'll have time to revise it and study again. So I'm not really worried about it.
Yeah,
I'm leaving there with my certification. You know, I didn't spend the money and do all of that to be walking out of there having to, you know, do it again online because I went there and didn't get it. That ain't about to happen.
Yeah, that's me all day. So I'm like, whatever got to happen, you know. But yeah,
that's not about to happen.
Yeah, that's I definitely agree. But yeah, I'm glad that you found this article though. Going back to the, I mean, it is. I mean, it's short and sweet, and then like you mentioned with the. You know, I do like articles too when they do have hyperlinks, so you can go read more and more. You know what I mean? It gives more of an understanding and understanding. Yeah, and it gives more of a deep dive. Or if you're uncertain, you know, because karmic relationships, like, what does that really mean? Is it, you know, so people can really
all bad,
have a better understanding, right, of everything.
Can't be all bad. Oh yeah, another thing I wanted to add about the question you had asked me when we got off of this topic, and then also doing the actual yoga practices for the 91 days that we've been doing it, you know, and connecting with the Netarus, connecting with the deities, and personally talking to them while you're actually in the postures. for whatever need it is that you need, whatever attribute that they represent,
Right.
and finding something in your life that you may need within that
From
attribute,
right.
and connecting with it. I'm seeing that heightening a lot.
Yeah.
Like with the whole thing with me moving, I just feel like I'm being snatched up
Right.
and placed somewhere else better, because there's another door's getting ready to open. There's a whole nother path that's getting ready to open up for me. And the only way it's going to happen is if I get snatched up. I feel like my spirit guides and my ancestors were having a counsel on me. And they were saying, well, if we don't snatch her out of there, she's never going to move. So we got to snatch her out of there for her to see this new path, and for her to see these new doors opening, for this new life path to open up for her.
I agree. And that's why everything aligned. And that's why I was like, as soon as you relinquish, control from him per se, and just it's like, okay, he's whatever, and it's up to
he did what he did.
It's like, okay, that's his word, his problem, his issue, and you don't really need that to be in that type of environment for where you're going. So I definitely can see that. And then you just like, I'm like, didn't we just talk about this last week?
Exactly, right? And here it comes again.
I was just like,
here it comes again. I'm being pushed to new heights,
Yeah, and that's awesome, because that was the thing. That's why I was like, don't even, sometimes we have expectations. It's disappointing because we wouldn't be away, right? Or we wouldn't think away. And when people do that, it's like, wow, it's like, how could they, or why did they, or because they thought you were better than that, even though you are. But they're not looking for better than that. They're looking for average, mediocre, because they're not divinely elevated.
Right.
And so they're not going to look at you with that third eye or that particular vision. Exactly. Their, money and greed and self, whatever that is. And so it's just, like you said, transition. I'm like, you're transitioning, and we're sometimes, like you said, we're not going to take that step. So we're made to take that step.
Exactly.
We can be comfortable sometimes, or we just deal with it and tolerate it, but it's not nurturing to the spirit. It's not nurturing to the path that we're going to take. So.
Right. It's not what they have planned for us. It actually interrupts the plans, and it's time for, people to reap the rewards,
Yes.
for all the good things that you have done. Now it's time for you to reap that reward, and you can't reap it if you're in a certain space or certain people, places, and things is in your life,
Yes.
Even though I'm moving to a much smaller space, I'm already in my mind thinking how I'm going to decorate it and make it work for me for the time being, and just take advantage of that opportunity and that space, and just watch the doors that open after that, during that moment,
Right. Yeah.
So it's like that space is a portal for the door openers for me. That space is a portal for those paths to open up for me.
Right. I know that's right, sis. Yep.
Because I didn't feel creepy like I did at the other place that I went to view.
Right.
It didn't have a creepy feeling. It had a welcoming home feeling,
It's like Ghost was in
smaller.
there.
Yes, that first one was like, it definitely, because I came home smelling the smell that was around that house.
Okay.
So you just
had to, let me wand myself and just clear out because
exactly.
don't want to be bringing that home with you. No.
Thank you. And it was so funny because it had this big old coconut tree in the backyard, and the tree is actually dying.
That's what you were saying. I'm like, what? Because that's just life, just water.
Okay, from the top bottom, it just died.
Nah. That's what you were like. Nothing around there was like alive, and just
it had this stench coming from the yard. Everything just looked
dim and just
right, exactly. The very dim, very gloomy. Was not connecting to it at all, and it was a much bigger space, like 500 square feet more.
Yeah, and like you said, and that'll be great for someone else who wants to come and fix it up, or they're in a desperate situation. You're not. Sure, like we said before, you could have waited it out and try to look here and try to look there. I mean, but it's the people, right? If you feel a certain energy, that are renting the place. It's the environment. It's the, like you said, accessibility and da da da. So you're feeling safe, and it's da da da. So
yes, that's the most important thing. It has to feel safe. So I have to feel safe living there.
Yeah.
It reminds this, but the second place that I saw yesterday reminds me of the neighborhood I'm already living in now, and the area that I'm already living in now. So it feels familiar, you know.
Right.
It feels like a mirror residence, you know, like a twin residence.
Okay. That's definitely important. So I can't wait till my ancestors kick me the heck up out of here.
I'm telling you, I literally feel snatched away.
And that's
out of this house. I'm being snatched out of this house immediately.
Good, because you were gonna try to fight it.
Yeah.
And that's
I've been here for 13 years. Like if you've been in a space for 13 years, you know, you're not thinking about moving, you know? It's been 13 years since I moved. Who really likes to move? Nobody.
Right. That's,
you know what I mean? So if I've been here that long, I'm not planning on moving no time soon. But so I had to be snatched out of it like, oh, yes, you are. Because we have doors that need to open for you and paths that we need to pave for you. And they're not opening or paving until you're out of here.
Right.
Your portal has closed over here. There's another portal opening. That's open. There's another gateway open, you know? So.
Have you always been bold? Or you were more shy younger?
I was more shy younger, but as I grew up, my cousins used to always say, one thing about you, you know, you tell it how it is, you speak your mind, you know?
I was just curious. When you speak, it's just so like, which is good. I'm just
with conviction, like, with conviction, right?
Yeah, you do. So I was just like, well, because usually like Cancer, Taurus, you know, certain Capricorn, like
especially Tauruses.
They start off super, super quiet, inverted. It's almost kind of like shy. But
they're very wordy when they're ready.
Man, yeah, like you said, my
Sagittarius is too. They have a no filter as well.
Correct.
Especially when they get mad.
Correct.
And they start yelling and getting loud. It's like you're forced to just say, just let them go in. You're forced to just let them have their way until they calm down, and then you can squeeze in your version of it, you know?
You're like squeezing.
Yeah, you know, like, okay, now I got a moment. I can say my part because I wasn't getting a word in edgewise. So now it looks like the coast is clear. Now I can say, you know, this is what I wanted to add on, but you wasn't giving me a chance to say that I agree with you. You wasn't giving me a chance to say I agree with you, but look at it this way, you know?
That's hilarious. It's true, because my husband always tells me, you're not letting me speak. And I'm like, well, you don't. First of all, I called you to tell you something. All of a sudden, it's a takeover.
Now you telling me
you got all this to say, and then you automatically gonna think I'm gonna be in disagreement. But I was just trying to say that that's true. And then you know, so I'm laughing because it's like sounds like the same thing. Because they are igniting. You know, they are fire. They have a lot to say. Because you know, they're the great philosophers. They're the historians, the griots. They are the
and they're ruled by Jupiter.
Yeah. So they want to by
Jupiter.
They're travelers, right?
So exactly.
They just, you know, so they're moving. It's interesting because as strong and as they are, they can be a little naive.
Oh,
they can be judgmental, but it's almost they let you in and then they get pissed, and then it's like I'm like, you didn't see that, you know, because it's just interesting. So we all have our nuances, but that is very true. They can be very outspoken. I mean, to the point where it's like, you know, use a little bit of tact, you know, sometimes, you know.
Right. It could be a little hurtful too.
It could be a little. That's what I'm saying. It's like, definitely for them, you cannot wear your you know, feelings on your shoulders. It's like, did he just say that, or did she just say that? I have cousins too that are just like, you know. So it's funny. It's interesting to.
And then that planet Jupiter that rules them, you know, that being the biggest planet out of all the planets and the celestial bodies, Jupiter is known to be the king of the gods. So Sagittariuses are known to be the king of the gods. So they're gods over them, of course, but they're the king of those gods. Those gods see him as the king or see her as the queen. You know?
No, don't tell my husband that. But thank you. No, just like,
yeah, it's true.
He gonna watch the podcast and be like, there
yeah,
you go, right
he
there.
needs to. That's right. It's true. It's true. It definitely is a something that you have to pay attention to. Them being the biggest planet in the constellations. You know, them being the philosophers, the teachers, the historians, like you said, intellectual. You know, they deal with the logic side of things, not always the emotion part, but they can be emotional. You know.
Oh yeah, they can be emotional.
And feel your emotion and try to make you feel better and stuff, you know. Just out of nowhere, be like, hey, let's go to the movies. I know you're upset and you're crying and you're sad. They'll try to find ways to make you feel better, you know.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So it's just like you say, it's just the way. We all have our way. You know what I mean? I say, like, and I've talked to you about this before, like even with like me, I'm very emotional, like in a sense, right? I think I'm pretty balanced, but I can be very, like when I'm speaking, it's like a lot of emotions come out.
So wait, sis, I hate to cut you off. Hold that thought. So as we're speaking, he's texting me.
See, you talking about him.
just checking up on you. He's saying, you know, how you feeling and vibrating today, beautiful. Just checking up on you. Aww. As we're speaking, you see, I told you it's that that psychic connection, you know.
Yeah, he like, stop talking about me. No, just playing.
No, I'm getting ready to text back and say, hey, I was just talking about you.
Right.
They can be like, oh, really? About what? Then I'm gonna have to say what we talking about.
Look, then you gonna have to say the truth, because that's what you gonna do, and he gonna be like, what? No, you're so funny.
Yeah, then I'm gonna have to be real with it. That's right.
Oh well, give or take. My cancer baby just asked me the other day, Mom, do you have can children work? I'm telling you, that's gonna be an undercover billionaire, and ain't nobody going.
Yeah, I was working since 11 years old, babysitting. When I was old enough to work at a summer camp as a counselor, I did that job.
That's what
I was always trying to work and be on my own to pay bills, to buy groceries. I was on my own by 16, 17, 18, 19. You know what I mean? At my own apartment at 19, driving at 14. You know.
You know what I'm laughing at, because you are saying it. He's asking the questions. My mom, my sister, I always say cancers is grown before their time.
And that's what it was with me.
Which is fine, but it's like, it's interesting. You guys are very, so everything from last year though, and
we definitely old souls.
I need to be, and even, you know, my husband and I were talking about this last night, because I mentioned, I'm like, well, Asaru asked me again about this, that, and the third. So he's always, like you say, looking to what he can do to work, what he can do to make money, what he can do. So y'all like, y'all like y'all coins, okay? Let's get that straight. No, but
that's right. That's right, sis.
He's so like, he's just aware in that way. But he's come up with other businesses, like ideas, and I feel personally responsible to be balanced, level, have everything in order. So when he comes up with things, we can allow him to do it and try it. We can be more structured and more organized. We can provide that support for him. He's wanted to cut grass. He's wanted to rake leaves. He's wanted to do like computer things, like IT coding or something like that. So I'm just like, he's always looking to do things and help, and you know. So I'm just like, So hopefully the next time. No, I'm going to make it a point the next time that he asks, or we're going to revisit some of the things that he's mentioned, so he can do it and earn. And because he's like, I already know. So I asked him, I said, well, yeah, you can work, son, so you can kind of learn, you know, the ins and outs of, you know, business and responsibility and stuff like that. And he's like, well, I already know about work ethic and everything. And so then
I already know what to do in that area. I don't need you to school me on that.
Because he explained it to me, and then he was like, well, I probably will start out something, you know, pretty easy. Wherever I work, they'll probably start me out with something pretty easy. And as I do better and get better at what I do, then they're going to promote me. and then I can do other things and help out in that other areas. And I'm like, well, yeah. And he's like, as long as I show up on time and, you know, do what I'm supposed to do. And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, exactly. Not much more to it at your age at this point. But yeah, I've told him I want them to help me in the business. I just I have so many buckets. You were just able to tell me right away. So I'm like, we'll talk later, but I'm like, I have this, and this. And then you know, how I'm thinking about structuring it, you could tell me like just from someone outside looking in.
Right.
What that looks like. Because you have everybody has a different way of thinking and looking at things. So I would respect your perspective.
Right. I appreciate that. And I'll definitely give a good analysis, you know.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm like, go get out your red pen.
I'll definitely, you know, go in my lab with my pen and pad on that one. And I'll even probably tell you how I could be a part of that, you know?
Yeah. No, I mean, hey, teamwork makes the dream work. I mean? Put on your little witchy poo glasses. I know you got some.
Oh my goodness, how you know they're red and square? Exactly.
Yep, I already know.
Yep.
Told you.
I got my glasses. You know it says.
Hey.
I think I've podcasted with them on a few times in the past.
Oh, have you? I'm like, every superhero should have, you know, some type of symbolic whatever when they doing their thing.
That is so funny how you said that with my glasses.
Right. I already know. I'm telling you. I got you, sis. You're so funny. Don't tell me what you know about me on air. Okay, thank you.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get on that in a minute because it looks like we got some good dialogue tonight happening. Right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we gotta remember we gotta talk about the part horse Sagittarius part. The Sagittarius men that are
not part horse. The Centurion.
That's where he texted me back and said that. Don't forget to he said, okay, sounds dope. Remember the part about being part horse. Laugh out loud. Sagittarius men that are part horse.
Ask him what that means.
Because you know Sagittarius men is part man, part horse.
Oh yeah,
with the
part man, yes.
With the arrow and the bow.
I thought it's a centurion. Right.
Yeah, the centurions. Yes.
Yeah, I do. And I'm like, sometimes they act like part man, part donkey, but we won't go there. Don't tell them I said that.
Oh wow, okay, you funny.
Tell him I'm sorry, I'm a little jaded. I
hope he's not low key listening because he heard it if he is.
Right. Hey.
He heard you if he is.
Right. That's hilarious. Tell him it's all in fun. Tell him I'm very humorous, as with my child, you know, that you met the other day.
Yeah, I can tell.
You exactly. Like he just like you. I'm like,
boring books. Those are boring books. He just dissed my books.
But he was trying to like. It's funny because he's interesting. He's gonna try to like those shots, do this, do everything to get you to just be like, you know what, you're right. It's not gonna work out. You know what, you're right. It's gonna be too hard. It's not. And you was like, yep, you're gonna read it anyway. That's why you're gonna read it. All stuff.
The more you don't like it, the more you're gonna. I know what books to get you to read. The ones you
like,
don't
okay,
like.
Yeah, whatever. What you saying? You like, go ahead, read this. With this, he was like, she ignored everything. Like, why she not saying nothing about what I'm saying? You know, you didn't, and you were laughing. You didn't play into that. You like, dang, she
sure didn't. I sure didn't. You ain't gonna run that. You can't run that line on me to discourage me or run me away. I'm not the white lady that ran away.
Run you, period. So he's like, dang, she tough. He was like, but she like. You know, she like me. She like this. But she knew all about this. She knew about that. But she talked my talk like she like me. You know what she knew. I was like, who is this guy? Like all of a sudden and then he was like, I'm starving, Mom. I'm like, oh shoot.
Like, right. Now I'm hungry because I guess I drained him. I made him read, and he didn't expect that to happen like that. He just thought we were going to be talking and kicking the breeze. He didn't know I was going to pull my books out on him.
Right, but he had. I told him I was very proud. He was supposed to be like having some privileges taken away that day, but I said, you know what, you apologize. You did well. Like he just. The thing about what did he say?
Oh goodness! How you know he said something? That's what you hear me while I'm laughing. You said, yes. What did he say? Sis, oh my gosh, you don't even want to know. He said we can be jackasses, so I can agree. Oh! That's what I love about him, because he tells the truth. You know what I'm saying? He's very truthful, very blunt about it, even if it's about him. You know, but even if the focus on him.
They are technically the truth tellers and the truth seekers, because they're looking to be, like I said, philosophical. So they want to
be honest as much as possible.
They want to take in they're very when they're philanthropic, they're helping the environment, they're helping the people, and so but they're very, very pointed. They're gonna say what it is and what they mean. It's like it can come off harsh or abrasive, but they don't mean no harm.
And then he also says she know what it is. That's why she married him. Laugh out loud.
Right. Everybody is not 100% sane, so that is correct.
He said, let her know you investing into a black stallion yourself that you can't wait to go horseback riding on.
He did not.
Oh, yeah. And I'm actually reading this on camera. Oh, yes, he did. Oh, yes, he did.
That sounds exactly like a Sagittarius. So I'm just shocked, but I'm not. Oh, my gosh. Well, the gist like, okay, what had happened was. Oh my God.
You're so funny. What had happened was, look, now we now we don't want to talk about that now. Like, yes. So I'm letting you know that I'm investing, because you told me to let you know. So I'm letting you know that I'm investing into a black stallion myself. And we're going to go horseback riding.
I'm sure you are.
Mm-hmm.
You're so cute. You're like, mm-hmm. Don't act prim and proper on camera.
No, because I just can't believe he replied back with that. Like,
right.
It's just
I do.
I just can't believe it. I was just talking about how candid they can be and how upfront they can be, and here he come.
But I'm laughing. Okay. First of all, Charlamagne the guy, Wendy Williams, we're trying to figure who else. So first of all, you guys are, because I'm like, did she just repeat that? He said it, but I'm like, did she just say that? I'm like,
yeah.
So I think I'm more shocked at you, Mr. G's.
Well, why are you shocked at me? Because I read what he told me to tell you. I had to read it. That's the only way you're gonna know.
Like I had to.
Right? How could I tell you what he said unless I tell you what he said?
Oh my gosh. Lord have mercy. Tell him he's gonna make a lady out of us for sure. I thought my husband was bad. Oh my gosh.
Right. It sounds like a twin thing here, right?
Yes, a twin, right?
Sounds like another one of those mirror souls again, right?
That is correct. That is correct. I'm like, tell him he got me clutching my pearls over here. I ain't got no pearls on. I'm gonna go get some.
Oh wow, this is like too funny.
Tell him I'm like one of those old 1940 something movies. Scarlett O'Hara clutching my pearls.
Oh, you so funny. Yeah, but those pearls are expensive, the black, especially the black pearls.
Man, I know they're so pretty though. I do remember those. My mom had some. She must have. I was like, I remember seeing, or just they look black. They kind of like they look opaque, like pretty, shiny.
Right.
Is that your birthstone? Yeah, that's
Which
your birthstone. Pearl.
Yeah, pearl and ruby.
Okay.
Yeah, pearl and ruby.
When are you, Najis? My mom's June. My sister's June 23rd. My mom is June 27th.
I'm July 7th.
July, okay. And my baby's July 12th. Okay. My middle child.
Oh wow! Look at that. We definitely got to do something.
Yeah. So and then I have my Libra baby who's September, but. Yeah. So I'm gonna give him. Well, I don't know what I'm gonna do yet for him next Friday. Well, actually, there's another boy's birthday, so he's gonna have to celebrate it the Tuesday when they come back after Memorial Day. But yeah, okay, I'm thinking. Anyway, his birthday is next Saturday. Sarah.
Right. Oh, we just got kind of. I'm typing. I'm sorry.
No. I'm good. Is Oracle Prince coming?
Okay, let me see. Let me send him a text.
Because
Oh yeah, we need to go to the hyperlinks, right?
Yeah, we gotta go. Yeah. So I want to have remember we got to do the yoga and we got to decompress. Well, I got to decompress. You don't.
Right.
Obviously, you're not gonna be able to with him. But the point is, one of us gonna do it. And actually, it could be decompressed. Oh, let me stop. Okay, I'm being silly now.
Right.
Okay. Chanel texted me and said if we want to do an evening session, but I'm like, well, if it depends. We have a trifecta.
Right. That'd be cool.
Oh no! What is it? Lord, don't even share this time. What in the heck going on? No sweat. It's Saturday. Woo.
So I said, you must have felt me talking about you.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, of course I did. You thought me up. And I was definitely thinking of you. So that's beautiful right there. You see, there we go. We look at the topic we talking about. And then this experience just happened.
I love your giggling. It's so cute.
Okay, I'm getting ready to giggle now.
That was a chuckle or a laugh. You have to learn the difference between a giggle, a chuckle, and a laugh. Okay? No, just one. You're like, you're so cute. I mess with you. You can care less. You're like, Okay. I probably am going to remain until 6 p.m. my time, 7 p.m. your time. Because if I don't, then this day will
fly away like an eagle. Yeah. So okay, let's click on the card relationships. Let's see what that says. We'll start from the bottom.
Please.
Okay, what is a karmic relationship? 15 common signs and how to
I
handle
can't
it.
see it.
I know it's so small. Let me see
Are
if
you
I'll
gonna
be able
read
to.
it? No. When you click on it, it went to another screen probably. So you have to click off of this one and share the other
Yeah.
one,
Oh, there.
or you can just read it.
You
Oh, I
see it
can
now?
see it. Yes, thank you.
Okay, let me see if I can make it bigger.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean. It is tiny anyway.
Trying to find a way to make it bigger. Okay, because
That's okay. You could
so
just
maybe
read it. I apologize. I didn't realize it was
there got to be a way I can make it bigger, like I just did the other one. But the
yeah,
other one is
in your email, so maybe it's a little different.
okay. So I know what I'll do. I'll get the other one from my email. And then maybe I can, let me see, trying to get creative here. Let me see. The flame relationship. I definitely want to hear that one.
Right. And like I said, sis, if you can't do whatever, then just read. What is it? Common relationship 15 common signs? Wow.
That's a lot to go through, huh? This definitely going to need to be a part 2
Right?
podcast. Okay, so we'll read. We won't read all 15. We'll read maybe for the first 5.
Okay.
I just text Oracle to see where he is with his connection. We can always revisit this again. We'll do the first 5. Stop there, end the podcast, and then we'll next week we'll pick up from that. We'll do like a brief review. Maybe we can read those again, those 11 again, and then just go straight to the hyperlinks. Like we don't have to, we don't have to stay there and talk on the 11.
Right.
Like
Exactly.
we did just now. We'll just read them and click on the hyperlinks and pick up from number 6.
Okay.
So let me see something. If I stop sharing that, you don't see it anymore, right?
Correct. I do
Right.
not.
Okay, let me bring it back. You see it now, right? The
No,
shared
not
screen.
yet.
Okay, let me
Not
do
yet.
it again. You see it now?
I see the eagle is coming. I see it spinning.
Okay.
Okay. I can see it now.
So then I click on karmic relationships and go back here to make it big, perhaps. All right, whatever. I'll just read it because
Okay.
they just have to, they just have to bring their face up to the screen. I'm trying to see if I can go into the.
Yeah, when you expand the screen.
Yeah, exactly. But I can't find it on this Apple computer. Where would I find that at? In the home
you got
section?
a balling computer? I don't have a baller computer. That's for y'all ballers. I'm poor.
Oh, you funny. My daughter gave me this MacBook Air.
And she's a baller. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah.
She gave it to me because she bought this is a 15-inch, so she bought a bigger one.
Okay.
And she gave it to my granddaughter, but the granddaughter wasn't using it. She's using her iPad all the time or the desktop.
Right, exactly.
She was like, you can just take that. You'll have a better podcasting experience.
Right.
You know, and it is better than my HP.
Right. Yeah, I'll upgrade eventually, but I shouldn't say I'm poor. That was a joke. But
you just say, well, I'm cheap when it comes to upgrading on my technology.
Who said that? You are? You said you cheap?
No, I said you saying that. So I'm just speaking like you just saying that because you don't want to upgrade to a better computer.
Um, I probably will have to eventually. I just Mac. I don't know. I haven't used it. Maybe a time or two. It just seems It's just different, just like the iPhone. It just
Right.
seems more complicated, and it's much more expensive. And that's not in my priority list right now. But most likely for business sake, I probably will have to have a high level PC or invest in a Mac.
Right. And if you could get a refurbished one for cheap too, they're not really that expensive. Yeah. Okay, so look how we just got off topic and now we back on topic.
Boom.
Okay. Is it bigger now? It looks a little bigger now.
Much.
Okay. All right. So it says, what is a karmic relationship? 15 common signs and how to handle it. And this article is by Sarah Reagan. She is a NBG spirituality and relationship editor. And this is from November 16th, 2022. Ever wondered? Yeah, exactly. Just a few months ago. Ever wondered if your relationship was meant to be? It may have been, but that doesn't necessarily mean the two of you are soulmates or that your relationship is meant to last. Instead, it could be a karmic relationship. Here's a look into what a karmic relationship is, the common signs you might be in one, and how to know when it's time to leave. What is a karmic relationship? A karmic relationship is a relationship meant to facilitate the lessons we need to learn in this lifetime surrounding love and partnership. More likely than not, we'll each have one of these karmic relationships in our lifetime. It might be thought of as a type of soulmate relationship, as it is a connection of two souls, though it's different from the kind of soulmates that are healing in nature. These relationships aren't exactly smooth sailing. It's the love that pushes your buttons and pushes you to grow. From a spiritual POV point of view, the idea behind karmic relationships is that the two of you made an agreement before your souls entered this lifetime. I'm going to read that again. From a spiritual point of view, the idea behind karmic relationships is that the two of you made an agreement before your souls entered this lifetime to help each other on your respective paths. Very often explains relationship counselor Margaret Paul, PhD. There are numerous unresolved issues from past lives. When people open to learning rather than try to control each other, then much healing can occur. In this way, karmic relationships are like guides or teachers, and usually they're temporarily. They're meant to help you grow at soul level in often difficult push-pull ways, says Shannon Kaiser, author of The Self-Love Experiment. And we'll click on that hyperlink another time. But usually they are not intended to last a long time. This is because you are coming together in this life to clear karma between each other. It's often a balancing out of a bad experience from a past life.
Wow.
Recap. A karmic relationship is a type of soulmate relationship. It is a temporary relationship meant to facilitate the lessons we need to learn in this lifetime surrounding love and partnership. Signs you're in a karmic relationship. There's an instant connection. The most obvious sign is you feel that you have known the person before, Paul says. Sometimes you get a very good feeling about this, but sometimes there's some fear attached depending on what the karma is. Number 2, there's a lot of drama. These relationships are tumultuous. If drama is the foundation of your love affair, chances are you're in a karmic relationship, says Khoza. This situation may even become toxic, a sign that the dynamic must be healed or ended. Number 3.
Things fell off early on.
Okay, hold on. Oh, you okay? Yeah. I was just
that for you.
I'm multitasking right now.
It's okay.
Okay, you can read it if you want to. You can read it.
Okay. Did you notice a lot of red flags, even in the early stages of the relationship? Sometimes those triggers are part of the very lesson the relationship is meant to teach you. Whether that means learning how to heal your own toxic behaviors you're bringing into a relationship, or how to avoid such unhealthy dynamics in the future. Whew.
That's deep right there.
Extremely.
That's extremely deep. Okay, number 4.
Is that it? Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was there. Number 4, they make you feel frustrated. If you feel frustrated and misunderstood, you are most likely in a karmic relationship, Kaiser adds. This is because karmic relationships are rarely a perfect union. They're about growth, usually through painful means. Whew. Dear goodness. Number 5, they're unpleasant to be around.
Didn't you just say earlier you didn't want to go somewhere?
Lord have mercy.
You didn't want to be around somebody.
Man, for whatever reason. And it may be a feeling you can't quite place. You find their presence to be heavy and begrudging. Yet, despite the unpleasantry, you don't want to let go, even though you know you should. Woo.
Yeah, I've had that serious situation.
Yikes.
We need to read number 5 again. Yeah. Read it again. In my Ice Cube voice. Read it again. Play it again. Rewind.
Gosh. But you want to read it this time?
Okay.
In your New York accent? It's better.
Okay, hold on. Let me plug up the laptop because it looks
Your
like
way of Miami. Yo, what's so flavoring the G's? Do it. Boom. There she goes.
Okay. They're unpleasant to be around. For whatever reason, it may be a feeling you can't quite place. You find their presence to be heavy and begrudging. Yet, despite the unpleasantry, you don't want to let go, even though you know you should.
Where is that cord cutter?
Exactly. You see, now that's why. That's when you come out with that shaman sword.
You have to be like,
you know you should and you're not.
Are you playing the drums? You do all kinds of stuff. Those swords.
Exactly.
Doing a dance.
For real.
Wow.
They go to snatch up for real.
Oh dear. Okay, they're addicting. That's number 6. Karmic relationships quickly become all-consuming, even despite the aforementioned issues like inexplicable tension or frustration.
They're addicting. Look at that.
Number 7, there's a lot of miscommunication. You probably should read these. Usually there's a lot of push and pull and miscommunication, Kaiser notes. These miscommunications can help show us what we value and expect in a relationship, or where healing needs to take place.
Ray, hold on before you go to number 8. Let me see if there's anybody commenting in the chat. Okay, no, we're good. All right, so we'll go back.
You can read again.
Okay,
I want to hear some of that New York flavor.
Don't try to. Don't try that. Talk about some of that New York flavor. Okay, so there are a lot of highs and lows. Things are never quite consistent, and while you may not have, while you may have good, even wonderful days where everything seems perfect, there's a part of you that knows it's only a matter of time before things go south.
Okay. Cut. Okay, I'm listening. You're like,
I'm like, wait, maybe I need to read that again. Some of these gotta be, yeah, let me read number 8 again.
It's so funny.
Play it again. There's a lot of highs and lows. Because this sounds so familiar with my children's father.
Yeah.
Things are never quite consistent. And while you may have good, even wonderful days, like under that full moon conversation, where everything seems perfect, there's a part of you that knows it's only a matter of time before things go south. Like I always knew at the bottom of my heart that this is not going to last.
Which is sad. I mean,
that's when I would cry because I know, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I know it. I know it.
Disappointing. It's sad. It's like, wow, all this work, all this time, whatever it is, it's just like, what was that for? But again, to learn to heal, to not be able to pick that back up again, etc. So there's a lot of lessons in why we come together in a karmic space. So I'm learning a lot right now. They're repetitive. Those highs and lows tend to repeat themselves over and over. Similarly, you may run into the same issue that carried over from a past relationship, indicating the lesson that needs learning. See?
Yeah, they keep repeating themselves until you learn the lesson, even in another relationship.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's why when I was like, it's like you can be a certain personality type or remember there's, upbringing, and there's, like you say, what we saw and what we heard, and then you get into friendships and relationships. So, we sometimes don't even know we have these things. So the red flags are missed, or, we're not noticing different things about patterns.
Mm-hmm.
So till we get mature enough and wise enough, like we are at this point, to be like, yep, that wasn't it. So number 10, they become codependent. Karmic relationships have a tendency of becoming a codependent relationship.
Mm-hmm.
It's gone. That was
10. I'm sorry. I scrolled it up too much. Okay, there you go. Sorry.
Codependent relationship quickly. You may feel there's no other option but to give them all of your time and energy. This is like a lot. It's just a lot to say in an article. You read the next one?
Okay.
Stop flirting.
No, I'm thinking like maybe that needs to be read again too, because you see that codependent relationship. There's a lot of people that's in codependent relationships and karmic codependent relationships. Like I don't want to break up because I need their help. I may need them to help pay the bills. I may need them to help babysit. I don't have anybody to help me babysit if I divorce, or you get what I'm trying to say?
I do.
Because I've seen people in those situations where they're not happy in marriage, but they just stay because they don't have like family support to help them with the youth.
Yeah, that's rough. I mean, I fully understand that. That's a tough one, Mm-hmm. But yeah. So that's that. So you got the next one?
Yeah, number 11. They shine a light on your fears. This person will bring all your fears to the surface about love, your future, and your relationship together in general. Any past traumas will be brought to light. There's no running from it.
Okay. Wow.
They shine a light on your fears.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a bad thing.
No, because if I think about it, there's some things that, over time, that maybe we shared, in whatever relationships, that because we talked about it or shared it, we relayed, or things came up because of the relationships, then they were brought up and out. So I'm better for it, and I can assert myself more, um, based on those past dealings and traumas and stuff. And so other people had to own their own stuff. I didn't want to carry it. And I don't wasn't my cross to bear. And so you sometimes have to learn to relinquish what is not yours to feel bad about or guilty about, or responsible for, etc. So you have to give it back to the owner, or its rightful owner, and or advise of things, so they can take it and deal with it, and on your behalf, per se,
right, to try to help you move through those fears.
Yeah. So let me see. They bring out the worst in you. I'm like,
sorry.
Yeah, I like this. Yeah, I'm like, read that one.
Yeah, that would be for you, right?
Man,
it would be your turn to read that one out. They bring out the worst in you.
The extreme nature of the karmic relationship roller coaster can bring the worst out of the most level-headed of the people. You may turn into someone you don't recognize or even like around this person. As Paul explains, unless people know how to learn from unresolved issues in the past, they can create huge problems in the relationship. Yes. I'm laughing because I probably shouldn't be saying this, but I'm laughing because my husband was like, what happened to the old Nicole? And I want my wife back and this and that. And I told him that bitch is dead.
Oh, no, you didn't.
She's gone. I was like, she's not coming back.
You didn't say that.
Yeah, I did. I was like, I buried her ass. This is who you have now.
And he had to laugh, I'm sure.
I don't think so. I don't know. But
that wasn't funny. That wasn't funny to him at all, right?
It was funny to me. I meant it how I said it. So, it is what it is. But
you said it, you meant it, and you're here to represent it, huh?
Yeah. I mean, we grow up, right? We think, we would hope we grow up and onward. And everything that you grow up into is not bad, but yeah, I would say bringing out the worst and just, being away. But I think I've learned to assert myself and have more posture.
Okay.
Yeah. So those things you have to, again, pay attention to and be aware of. Let me see. You want to read that one?
Okay. Number 13, they make you exhausted. All the ups and downs, miscommunications, and codependence becomes energetically, mentally, and emotionally exhausting, especially when they're around. Exhausting.
Wow.
Like depleting.
Oh, I know.
Draining.
I've actually said those words: depleted, drained. Those energies, because to me they're entities. To me, they're life. This energy is life force, but it's not life force. It's people in the different spiritual realms. They've been called imps, or either I say entities, but there's negative movement energy, and so if that man or woman, they don't see it, they don't have control of it, and some people have attachment, so they it's like because of the, like you said, all the other stuff they said, codependency, neediness, it's just like it's gonna filter in. It's the cyclical hell, or toxicity.
Of course you're gonna feel drained out. Exactly.
Yeah. So it's not replenishing, to be going through all of that. What is it really doing for your mind, body, or soul, or your spirit? Probably not much. So you feel like you can't let go.
But wait a minute, not to cut you off, but didn't we say we was going to stop at number 5 and continue the next?
Yeah, but you don't.
It looked like we kept going. Well, we'll continue on the other hyperlinks next time.
Yeah, I was like, I
They
think
just got
that
too good to stop.
I was following your lead, but I know you're a rule breaker, so I just want to keep going too.
Yeah, that's right. Especially when the conversation is hitting like this, I'll break that rule in a minute.
You're a rebel. So I was like,
Yeah.
yes, Najis. Okay, show up. Show up and show out. I'm with it. Okay. Um, well, these are the last two now. You feel like you can't let go. You may make excuses for your partner, despite all of these things, because your connection is so strong. You feel like you're meant to be.
Yeah. I've been there, done that too. Made all the
I think we
excuses.
probably all have. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that's a common one, number 14. I think that's very common in relationships.
Yeah.
I remember my grandmother said, you need to face the music. And I got so upset. And I found every excuse in the world not to face the music.
I love that. He's a face the music. You're just like, you're like wishy.
Yeah, I just found every reason not to face the music for her to end up being right in the long run anyway. For me to have to face the music anyway.
Yeah.
You know?
And again, sometimes we're not
babies
prepared.
Later, you know?
Yeah. We're not prepared for that in a sense of, because that means change, right? That means all this energy and this effort you put into somebody that you love. It's like, really? Like, I gotta face the music, you know? Like, I don't want to do that right now, you know? So, and you got the last one?
Okay. They don't last. Because karmic relationships can often become unhealthy, it's important to recognize that the point is not to stay in that toxic dynamic. The point is to learn from what's not working and to leave. Eventually, when you're ready and have learned the lessons you're meant to learn, you will both move on. I mean, that just says what it has to say. I don't even know how to, I don't even need to add on to that. It says it right there. You'll know when it's time to let it go. When enough is enough and you're tired of being tired, you'll know I've learned my lesson. I faced the music. Goodbye.
I agree. Yeah, I definitely enjoyed this topic.
When karmic relationships turn toxic, even two well-meaning people in love can wind up having a toxic relationship. And this is often the nature of a karmic connection, according to Khoza. You can tell the situation is taking a turn for the worse when nothing is changing, which is a signal that you or your partner aren't learning the lessons being presented. Another sign you may need to escape your karmic relationship: you don't trust yourself, says Khoza, and you're staying despite what's best for your well-being. If your soul is suffocating, it's time to take stock and give yourself permission to leave, she emphasizes. In general, self-love is very important. If you realize you may be in a karmic relationship, if you are ignoring red flags or negotiating with your own feelings or against... angst. Okay. See, I was just saying how my granny told me to face the music, and I'm sitting there negotiating with my own feelings that there's nothing wrong. Why do I have to face the music? In denial, you know? Okay, so feeling of anus, this could be an opportunity to practice self-love and believe in yourself, she says. The best thing to do if you think you are in a karmic relationship and it has turned toxic is realize you deserve to be happy and focus on your relationship with self. Here's our full guide on when to leave a relationship for karmic relationships in particular. Khoza also recommends seeing a medium, psychic, energetic healer, or past life specialist to learn more about the karma you're working to balance and clear. Past life specialist, wow. What about soulmates and twin flames? You may be wondering whether you're dealing with a karmic relationship versus a soulmate or twin flame or twin soul. According to Khoza, the key distinction is this: karmic relationships are about growth, where soulmates and twin souls are about healing. A soulmate is a person and people who are aligned to your soul and can change or influence your soul in so many profound ways, she says. They can be friends, family members, even pets. Twin souls known as twin flames, known as twin souls, are literally the other half of your soul. And it always has a divine union with a divine purpose.
Wow.
The takeaway is the last one. Okay, so the takeaway. And they have related stories, soulmate versus twin flame. What's the difference?
That's good.
We'll click that on another time. We'll get that next time. The takeaway, no matter what you call it, it helps to understand patterns in any relationship, especially toxic ones. Knowing if you're in a karmic relationship can help you move forward and work through whatever lesson is presenting itself through that person. So when you do move forward, you'll be ready for a love that lasts. Oh, wow.
Love that lasts. You got a hyperlink to that too. That's awesome.
And here's another related story. Green flags, 16 good signs in a new relationship or partner.
You'll be reading that when you get offline. Okay, girl. Okay.
Yeah, so next week, if internet permits, for Oracle, he could come in and give his viewpoint on it and his experiences, and then we'll click on, since we just did the karmic relationship, then we'll click on twin flame relationships. We'll go deeper into that, and we'll go deeper into the other hyperlink that we saw on the other page, and sense of attraction. We'll go into that. So I'll remember the other hyperlink once we go back to that one. Yeah, so I give thanks for everybody taking their time and patience to listen to us read this article and go through everything diligently as we did, and speaking from our experiences and things like that, being open and being truthful. I normally don't say certain things on camera like that. I get kind of private when I'm ready. I go into my little cancer shell when I'm ready, but I think that we're old enough to be real and honest of what's going on with us. And yeah, I don't have a problem sharing that. Some people may need to hear that, in order to come out of their denial or, holding on to something that's just not going to work, the off and on, back and forth. Right. It's just draining. It really is, energetically, mentally, emotionally, even physically, So we probably needed to share these 2 hours and a half, so people could, maybe scan their own relationships or their own past, to move forward and things like that. Because everybody deserves to be happy in a relationship. Yes. And it even helps to repair it. So now that both couples know what the issue is and that we may have a karmic relationship, we may could heal it. It's not always going to end. It doesn't always have to end. You can always heal from it once both parties identify what's going on here, So you'll never believe, who is this? Papa Destiny. Greetings, how you doing?
May the blessings be. May the blessings be. May the blessings follow.
How do I know you?
All right. The link was sent to me by Oracle Prince about 20 minutes ago. Yeah. I'm the founder of Temple of Destiny International Restoration Center in Ghana. I live in the United States.
That's beautiful. What state do you live in?
I'm in New Jersey.
In New Jersey? Okay. I'm in Miami right now. I'm from New York, but I've been living in Miami since 2022.
All right.
And my spiritual sister here, my big sis here, she's from Milwaukee.
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm originally from Ghana, actually.
So I've been to Ghana before.
Okay.
I have yet to visit my ancestors. I'm looking forward to coming. So that's
Yeah,
awesome.
I'm organizing spiritual tourism in November, December. That's what I want to embark on soon. Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
yes, please embark on it because we might want to be a part of that. Ain't
Oh,
no,
yeah,
not
sure,
might.
sure.
We would like to be a part of that because
Oh, yeah.
we're both in training to teach
Oh,
African yoga, Kemetic yoga. So
good.
maybe
Do you
we
know
can
what?
hold sessions there.
You're right on my spot. My temple. I'm building a temple in Ghana and a herbal clinic.
Oh wow, that's right up my alley.
Ooh, we both like.
That's
Yeah.
right down my lane.
You're like.
Keep talking. I even
And
know people that can
we're
come there
doing
to do
we're
spiritual
gonna do
lectures.
yoga. You're gonna do yoga. We're gonna have laboratory. We're gonna have the herbal clinic. We're gonna have spiritual teachings, the holistic center, massage, sauna, and we're gonna have a therapy section. Yeah, it's
Wow.
it's wellness holistic center.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
So we've been started. We've been started. We've been started the structure. So
Okay.
I'm praying probably by next year we might be there.
Everything could be complete.
May the blessings be.
And may the
So
blessing.
in November, you said you're having a tour or something or a
Yeah, I'm
retreat.
going to have a spiritual tour in November to Ghana.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's something I want to start doing every year.
Mhm.
So November, instead of me just going for holidays, I go with a group of people.
Right.
We visit my hometown, which is the Volta region. So
Oh,
from
I
there
love
we
the
can.
Volta region.
Oh.
I love the Volta. Oh my goodness.
I'm jealous. I have not been yet. Why? I want to go.
You don't worry, you're gonna turn that jealousy into a manifestation because
I
you're
know
May
gonna
the
that's
see.
blessings be.
Yes, the Volta region. That's a beautiful area.
Yeah, yeah. Then we travel to Benin as well, Dahomey,
Oh, okay.
where we go to the,
Naomi, yes.
yeah.
Wow.
So mostly Temple of Destiny International and Restoration Center is more of spiritual tourism
Mhm.
and holistic spiritual teaching and interviews. So I'm going to start a podcast soon, which I'm going to interview individuals. Then we're going to put it on Facebook, YouTube, and other channels
Or
where
you can bring
available.
the interviews here if you like.
Yeah. That's what I'm
You can
looking
bring them
out
on
for.
my podcast too if you like.
Okay, great.
Anytime
Wow.
you just let us know, and me and
Yeah.
Anisette will be here to help co-host and everything.
May the blessings be. May the blessings
Yes.
be. And I'm a
Definitely.
mermaid priest actually. I'm a mermaid priest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm also a fire shaman.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, I've been initiated and the 9
Oh
rites of Munaki.
oh wow. Wow.
I'm going to eventually be an initiate per my ancestors, so we'll see how that goes.
May the blessings be. We have a lot to do.
Yes,
Yes, we do.
We have a lot to do.
we do. So we need us.
We
Yes,
need each other.
exactly.
Yeah,
We need this
We need
like-mindedness.
to build a team so we can be able to move, together to achieve
Yeah, and
the
help.
goals and the purpose of our system.
Yes.
That's what I
Yeah.
want to hear exactly. We have to build
Yeah.
a team of network,
Exactly.
Build
From,
that
from here,
nucleus.
from
Yes,
the heart.
exactly.
We need hearts,
Yeah.
givers,
Yeah.
Heartfelt and heartwarming.
yeah, just all
Exactly.
that. Yeah, because some people say and this but it's like the action of doing and stewardship and shepherdess.
Mm.
So
Yes.
yeah, it's
Mm.
very important because
Mm.
people are waiting for us. People are waiting for you.
Exactly.
People are
Exactly.
waiting for you, Queen of G's. As people are waiting for me. So the people that
Mhm.
are waiting for us, it's
Mhm.
unfair that they can't find us or that we
Yeah.
don't
That's
have.
right.
So we have
Mhm.
to do it so then they can
Mhm.
come because
Mhm.
we're held responsible
That's right.
Exactly.
if we don't.
Exactly.
Because we know better.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because mhm.
I was going to say, and that's one of the main things of being a shaman is that we have to be stewards of the earth keepers.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
we have to reach out to humanity and bring humanity into these healing techniques and showing them that, you know, there's other ways to heal, there's other ways to feel better. You get what I'm saying? So being a steward is not just saying it, you actually have to do it. You have to put the work in to do it.
Yeah.
And you have to have that globally worldly love, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And freely and effortlessly, meaning from the heart.
Some things you're gonna do for free, some things you're gonna get monetary gain out of it. You just gotta know when it, you know, when it's appropriate. You know what I mean?
Too, I mean freely from, because sometimes now, how do I say this? What you said is true. It's like if we do it without seeking, you know, we're gonna always get, right? Because the universe has everything that we need and it's going to reciprocate. So there's donations, there's gifts, but meaning like you give freely, not with an expectation of.
Exactly.
Because you're going to get much more than what you even imagined, you know, by the gift of giving. And then you're going to always be good and you're going to always be taken care of. You're going to have so much you don't even need it all and know what to do.
Exactly. The reciprocity is going to come in its own way.
Yeah.
It may not come in monies, but it'll come in a different form, you know?
Yeah. So, and again, we're a team, so we're going to make sure each other eat. We want to make sure each other's, you know, heirs and the legacy continues and all that type of stuff. That's what we're supposed to do too. We make sure we're good. So then everybody else is good. So yes.
May the blessings be.
Yeah.
May the blessings be.
I'll talk
about
how
it's supposed to be. Yeah, I talk a lot too, especially when it's topics like this. You know,
no, you alone. Because you are in the easy. It's a day that are born by the spirit. They speak the language of spirituality. Because the moment they step into that realm, they are possessed, they are motivated, they are moved to come out from their shells.
Yeah.
They don't need to think about it twice.
Correct. Yeah.
That's right.
You know, you don't need to think about it. The flow. The flow. Because as they wrote in the scripture, let me use that as a phrase, that out of the belly shall flow rivers of living waters.
Yes.
So when the moment you are on the field, on the path of the call of your ancestors, the moment a word comes out of the realm, you are hit to come out, to gush out the water.
Yeah.
So that's the energy. Because I remember, you know, I own a private security company back in Ghana. You know, I have businesses back home. But I keep doing. And one day I went to the shore and had encounter with Mami water, the Mami spirit.
Right.
They spoke to me, audibly. So when they researched, they told me, listen, all the business you're doing is not about going to work. You need to focus on the spirituality. So therefore we can elevate you. So I said, okay, then I want to leave the country, go out there, work and build a temple. That's okay. My covenant is I'm going there to do this and that and that. To energize me and show me the way. And they did.
Yeah.
They did.
Just as you asked it. I know.
They did. But
you listen, you were obedient though.
Yes.
Because if you say no, I'm not, I'm looking at the bit. You wouldn't be saying, you know what I mean? So if you're obedient, you trust, you go out on faith, you boom, I'm just gonna go. They say it, they got me, go. So it's all
within about 3 months, there was a property I wanted to buy just behind where I'm building a temple. And I told the guy I want to buy. He said, no, I'm not going to sell it to you. But could you believe when I came here, I called him. So I'm ready to give it out to you. I'll give it to you. How much do you want to pay?
Just give it to you like that.
But you know, because it was right, it was already, all of a sudden he didn't know, no. And then you get there and he's like, yep, here, just
take it. You can have it. Just do something with it.
How much you want to
something with it.
So the ancestors like, you gonna give it to him. Then he's like, oh shoot. No.
So, I just told the kid, I'm gonna pay you more. And equivalent to here is about $5,000 though. Right. 5,000. It's okay. How do you want to pay? I'm gonna pay you 90%, and after everything, I pay the rest. It's okay. Within a short time, I got the money.
Wow.
paid it like that. Then I had a guy who also said, "Oh,
before you plan to pay it, you paid it before the time,
Right.
before the time frame." Yeah.
I paid it."
Gone. Right.
And I had this guy who wanted to do the design. See how much? The design is supposed to cost me about 10,000 Ghana cedis. I paid 4,000 Ghana cedis.
I love it because you know what? It makes your spirit so happy. I see the joy. I'm tickled because you're tickled. Because it's just like, why? It's exciting to see stuff just happen, like manifest, right?
As you thought it and you spoke it, it happened exactly the way you thought it, exactly the way you spoke it. And it came in such a quick time frame that you can't even believe that it's real. You got to question, like, is this real?
Mm-hmm. It's a line, though.
Is this really real?
It's gonna happen because it's a line, and he did what we do what we need to do. It's just everything it's giggle, it's laughable because in my opinion, it's just like it is exciting. It's like I can't it's like almost like you can't believe it's happening, but it's happening. Everything is working out, and it's gonna continue to do that. So it's just it's amazing.
Let me give you another testimony. It's amazing. You know, when I came, I need to work with someone's meditation brother. You know, when you come, that's how it is. And within the shortest possible time, I got public consultation. Hey, I have friends who have been here, cousins who have been here for almost 4 years, 3 years, and Bob, you don't have it. But I got it.
Wow. Because they're not radiating the right energy out. That's why. They're not. They're too busy watching them and those and why they got it and I don't have it. Instead of them going to get it. Instead of them knowing that they can have it too.
You better speak it. They spending too much time, like you say, hawking and gawking.
Yes.
I got my driver's license easily like that. I got my driver's license like that. I got my degree like this. And now they rather now consult me. How did you do it?
Right.
How did you do it? I just did it. You just went and did it. That's how.
So you let them know. You let them know I was obedient to the spirit. I didn't operate in fear. I operated.
I told them that obedience is better than sacrifice.
Yes, it is.
That's right.
It's better than sacrifice. If you've been called to a particular task,
that part,
then you are able to give up everything and say, this is what you want to do.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
But you just said something huge. A lot of us are too, like, what are we giving up? Right? It's like they don't, it's like they're thinking too much. They're not gonna do. They hear you. They know that, but it's like they still want to be in control, and they don't know how to relinquish that control, right? Or they don't, they know exactly what to do because a lot of us are called, but we're not looking to see what we were called for. And we hear the voices, or we see the spirit, or we talk to the ancestors, and we ignore it because it's not going to be convenient, or it's not going to feel good, or it's not going to look good. We might have to give up a little something, and we're not.
Oh my gosh! Right on point.
We're not willing to do that.
Exactly.
So that's the double-edged sword in it, because we could have so much more and be so much more. To your point, and to what Goddess Najis was saying, it's like we in our own way. We're our worst enemy. And we're looking at you like you did. Yeah, you did do something special. You listened. You were.
That's right. You was obedient. You was obedient to the calling.
So
I'm telling you, I always
told yourself it was going to happen before it happened.
Oh yeah. I tell people, you need to give out what's going to cost you to get what's going to elevate you.
Right.
You didn't die. Forget it.
Right. Say that again.
Forget it.
Say that again. I just want to make sure my ear, my right ear and my left ear heard the same thing.
You need to give out what's going to cost you to gain what's going to elevate you.
Okay. You better say it. I know that's right.
because
I wanted you to say that for the people in the back.
Yeah, we gotta repeat that again. Repeat number 20 again.
you need to give up what's gonna cost you. You need to give up what's gonna cost you for you to gain your elevation. What's gonna elevate you? Because
you gotta give up
if
something.
you refuse, you need to give up something. Something that is important. Something very important that you can let go.
Yeah.
Let me use an example like television. There's a program on a channel.
Right.
That's 6 o'clock, I need to watch it. But 6 o'clock, you might have supposed to be doing meditation or pouring libation.
Watching TV.
Instead of watching TV.
Exactly. Instead of watching TV. So if you sacrifice that program, they know what's going to cost you. So then when you sacrifice it, they're going to elevate you.
Yeah. The opportunity cost.
Yeah, you have to give up something to get something.
You need to give up something. What will cost
that you thought was important, that you may think was important, but it really wasn't important. You just thought it was important because that's something you wanted to do, and you thought you had to do it because everybody's doing it. Everybody watches the 6 o'clock news, so you think you gotta watch the 6 o'clock news when you should be praying at that hour, because that's the peak of the time when the sun is in its almost setting stage, and then you got the heavens are opening up on you. The portals are open at that time. There's gateways open at that time. So that's the time you want to be praying. So the angels and your spirit guides can send your prayers to those higher realms, to the higher archangels. Because they're there all the time, but these specific times they're there. 6 a.m., 6 p.m., 3 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning.
When your organs are regenerating.
12 o'clock noon, 12:30 noon. You know what I mean? So you tap into God's clock and watch the things work for you. But we stepped outside of God's clock. We always in leaner time. So that's why we're not getting the things we need. But once we step outside of leaner time and slip behind that curtain, then we can change things before they manifest.
Exactly.
Before it's even born.
I tell people that, listen, in the life that we live, you must be obedient to your calling.
If you don't, you'll pay.
Meaning,
you're gonna be crying while you paying.
You crash.
Paying and crying and
regretting. A lot of people are suffering because they don't know who they are.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Because
you need to discover yourself and take the cover off.
Yeah, bingo. But you know what? When you said, you guys saying about and the G's went super deep, which is awesome. But I was the TV, right? We use that as an example. You know, the TV, the music, the drinking, the going out to the club. We're looking only for temporary satisfaction or high.
Oh, yeah.
Because it feels good in the moment. That show is like, ooh, it's smut TV.
Exactly.
Good. But it's not replenishing the spirit. It's not elevating. Like you said, it's not putting us in the realm of alignment with the stars, with the cosmos, with God, our gifts. You know, we're not resonating with it. It just makes us feel good temporary. It's like being happy. Oh, this person makes me happy, or that thing makes me happy.
Exactly.
We don't have eternal joy. Eternal joy. So that's the thing, especially in us Americas, you know, we look for temporary high, temporary fix. We want to look for lasting.
We don't want to put time into nothing and the action into nothing.
In your gifts, nobody can take, like, whatever my gifts are, whatever Papa Destiny, Goddess Najis, our gifts, you can't take my gifts away from me.
No.
Because they're formulated by my hands, my mind, my soul, my spirit, my ancestry, my DNA. So that's the thing you can't take from someone. Now, a job you can take from somebody. You can cut their hours, cut their salary, So we have to get in the position where we bring people along, but we got to cut off the brainwashing of the TV, the temporary thing. And so, you know, we're in the right place at the right time. It's frustrating. I mean, for me personally, I won't speak for you guys. It can be frustrating. It can be disappointing. It can be saddening.
Tell me about it.
Have to keep,
tell me about it.
Begrudging. People think we crazy. I speak for myself again. What is she into now? She doing witchcraft, and she doing it. Why are you?
I don't understand.
No. Wellness stuff. What is Reiki? Hypnotherapy. You're not gonna hypnotize me. So it's like people don't understand. It's like these are healing modalities. Us coming together. When you say you're a minister, or you are a energy healer, or you do yoga, and it's like people don't know what that is, because it's not what do you call that when it's like on TV and radio? It's not mass media.
Yeah, it's not the part of the way of life.
And it's the thing, and I don't want to go too far off topic, but there's a lady that I work with that, Lord, eventually it is what it is. I gotta eat and feed my children. But she, this past week, 12 times a day, going to the bathroom, just sick. I don't know if she got some kind of bug, some kind of something. Then she rushed to the urgent care, emergency, this, that, and the third. I mean, real, one of us, real, pretty lady, but she, blonde wig, and she's fancy, but she's sick, and they're like, oh, your diabetes is fine, and she's like, oh, they gave me this medicine, and the pills are working, and it's like, my goodness, lady,
the pills are not working. It's just treating it temporarily,
masking. I know, and I'm like, I can't believe that she looks like her picture. It's like, oh, she's a cute, pretty lady. Like I said, the blonde wig, and she's so fancy. She got on a nice outfit in her pictures and all this. But we're inside here, inside we are. You look good, but you are horrible. Like you're depleted. You're not well. You're sick, and then you take these pills. It's like, gosh, I wish I could say, like, I want to say, but she's probably like, who are you to tell me, right? Because
she goes by the doctor. That's what the doctor said, and that's what she's going to do.
And so they become our gods, right, in Western society, because they can give us a pill. And this is the thing, Doc. Listen, I respect everybody's thing, their professions, etc. But when you're practicing medicine, you can't really practice natural things, self-healing. You don't practice. I mean, you do practice, but it's not, it may take a little bit more time, a little bit more effort on your part to heal thyself, but it's worth it. Because no pill synthetically, because when you take that pill, according to those commercials, when they're running through the park and floating through the sand and laughing and talking, when all those things come across the screen, that it may cause kidney failure, heart attack, stroke, suicide, and all these things, but you still take the pill. So it just was disheartening that I, day to day, and she's like, if I can't hold anything down, and I don't know what's wrong with me, but it's like this pill is a savior. And then, oh gosh, thank goodness your diabetes, wasn't affected, because I'm like, oh, you're a diabetic. I mean, it's okay, I guess, with her, but it's just like, it's like we can't see that we can rely on ourselves. We can read, we can research, we can try different things to not be so reliant on Western medicine, But anyway, I apologize. It just reminded me of this whole, like, why we need to be in the position, why you're building your temple, why you're, in the realm of where you are, Najis, with the podcast and being in a holistic and wellness and spiritual space, because we are lost, and I will say as a people, because there's no disrespect, white folks know our stuff better than we do.
I know. They know that they can naturally heal from diabetes. They know they don't need to take those pills and go to the doctor. And if they find out somebody can help them heal, they're going to pay whatever money it takes, and they're going to get themselves healed.
I even, let me say this. I have this herbal thing called Percocet. Maybe you can,
Percocet, Lord.
Yeah, which I'm bringing from Ghana. It's natural.
Okay.
It does a lot of healing naturally. Yeah. You have to just scoop spoon, put in the hot water, drink in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, and you see the changes.
It's good.
Yeah. So I'm going to send you the research so you can read about it.
Okay.
So we can also help other people that are in this similar situation. Because we are ambassadors to heal people naturally.
Right.
You know, we should move away from the other side of it rather to help people.
Yeah, bring those herbs back, those plants.
Yeah.
All hail Africa, okay? The motherland. It got everything. We take, and it still produces. Imagine that.
That's right. That's right. From you pick it and grow again.
It's just like, what the heck? I can't destroy this
you
place.
Pluck it up, it comes back up again.
It's all this copper. It's all this copper. You see this beautiful skin?
Yeah, exactly.
Look at that.
Exactly.
Flawless. Look at him, flawless. Look at you. Flawless.
Melanin popping. That's right.
Something about that energy. There's no energy like us.
No.
The way that we talk, the way that we sing, the way that we dance, the way that we move, the way that we flow, the way that we, even us being upset, it's like we understand each other and our anger and our trauma and our, it's something that people look at, they want it, they need it, they hate it, but they like, oh,
they want it. Exactly. They hate it to death. They hate it to death, but they want to be it, I hate black, but I want to look black. I hate nappy hair, but I want to have locks, so I want to have braids, so I want to have 9 eats of hair. I hate big lips, but I'm getting lip injections.
I met a Sicilian lady today because I was talking to her, and I had to go to Western Union. I said, "Well, what?" I said, "What are you?" Because she was talking to me, and she was fair with dark hair. She had a little bit of flavor, and I'm like, "What are you?" And she was like, "I'm Sicilian." And I said, "Why do I hear a little bit of?" She said, "Black." I was like, "Ooh."
See,
right?
Yeah, because some of them don't deny it, especially Sicilians.
Yeah,
some of them don't deny it. They won't deny it.
I said, "Okay, we cousins." She said, "Yes," and she said, "That's the only people here that treated me. I tried to go white, and my stepfather was from Budapest or something, and he beat the living daylights out of me because he hated me, called me an in lover, and all these stuff when I was 14, 15, whatever. He beat me up, etc. I had a child that young, but then I went to my black mother, and I didn't have no problems in that area with black folks. Exactly. But with the white people call me names, there was racist, they treated me bad. So we are very accepting.
Right.
We know the truth and the history too a lot, and they don't. Exactly. They can come to our hood, right, per se.
And we accept them. Yeah.
When we come to theirs, which it ain't theirs, that's a whole nother topic for another day. But, because a lot of this land was stolen.
So you could.
And redistributed. So, but anyway, enough of that. But I'm excited. I don't know where Papa Destiny came from. Did you?
Right. That's what we were going to say.
Just dropped out the sky. Boom, Papa Destiny.
Exactly. That's the snatch up I'm telling you about. I'm telling you, that's snatch up.
He got a vibrant spirit, vibrant smile. Basically, clear skin, good energy. He know the game. He know the rules. He know the spirit.
That's right.
Woo! You got me fired up. I was tired.
Exactly.
I'm going to run around the block. I gotta run around the block. I'm just gonna snatch up folks off the street. Be like, "Come here, get healed." You'll be like, "What the good stuff today?" Woo!
Come and get some of this good healing,
man. I got me acting up over here.
That's what we was about to end it, right?
Out in the G's. You ready? Woo! I'm fired up.
That's what we was about to end it.
By way of Ghana.
Right.
Oh yeah. Yeah, November we're going.
We're going.
Because it's gonna be very, very beautiful trip. Trust me. We're gonna go to various places. Historically, we're gonna go spiritual centers to visit ancestral, stuff that they left behind that people don't even know. Okay. So other people who wish to do spiritual cleansing,
right,
we help them do spiritual cleansing. Those who want to do spiritual consultation to know that spiritual DNA.
Yeah.
See, we have spiritual DNA. The who are you? Where do you come from? And where are you going?
Right.
With that, you can position yourself very well to know that either this is the vehicle you are a Volvo, you're Toyota, or you are Mercedes, or you are Ford.
Yes.
People
And
don't
what
know the
road you need to
identity.
drive.
I'm a Range Rover truck.
I love Range Rovers. I love me a Range Rover.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say a Bentley truck? They got those now. Boom, boom. I do a Bentley truck. Sorry, my bad.
So people don't know the identity. So they leave. They just leave. They just leave because they don't know who they are.
They do leave. Yeah.
They live people's life instead of their own identity, their destiny. You see, they leave their destiny behind because they don't know it. But who much is given, much is expected. So you must know who you are.
I agree.
That makes you different from other people. So whatever you're doing, you know your steps. You know, okay, my spiritual DNA says I shouldn't eat probably frog. I shouldn't eat bacon. I shouldn't eat salmon. I shouldn't do this. I shouldn't do that. But because we don't know it, we eat those things and we are set back.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I need that type of consultation.
Right.
For real.
Right.
You know, there are things we don't supposed to eat.
True.
Me, when I discovered after consultation and cleansing and initiation, I was told, you don't eat this, you don't eat that, you don't eat this, you don't eat that. When you eat this is what's going to happen. When you eat that is what's going to happen. When you do this. And truly,
it's true though.
Yeah.
It's 100% true.
When you obey those things, it takes you where you belong. It takes you to where you're supposed to be. But if you eat those things, it puts death on you that you may not be able to penetrate where you're supposed to penetrate.
And the
because
diabetes,
now you are dirty.
and the cancer, and the
like
high blood pressure.
Yeah, it's like a block because it's not a clear energy field. It's
No.
like hard to get in. It's like trying to work through and work around.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it can't work like that. And that's what happened to the Africans in America. They gave us the slave diet, these pig feet, these pig intestines, these pig tails.
And that is where, you see, let me tell you, people lose their marriages, they lose their jobs, they lose their mental health, they lose their personality, they lose a lot of important things about themselves because they are eating things that are against their spiritual DNA.
Yeah, I agree. If you think about it like that, I mean, the spiritual DNA. I mean, that's a little notch deeper. Yeah,
it separates you from your originality. So now you are dirty. You can't be with us. You need to be cleansed. You need to be cleansed properly before you can belong to us. So until you move out of that space, whatever you are destined to, you can never achieve it until you die.
Yeah.
So all these things are very, very important. It's just like using a truck and you put gasoline in there instead of petrol, you're using what do you call it? Diesel.
Oh yeah, no.
How would you function?
It would eventually die out. It would, eventually it would seem like it's gonna work, and then all of a sudden
You die out.
Yeah.
You blew out the motor, you blew out everything. So you need to identify yourself, know yourself. Know yourself. By discovering yourself, when you take the offer of, that is where you know your DNA, your identity, your destiny, your destination.
Yeah.
So everything that you do will fall in place like that. Somebody says, oh, she's using juju to work. That's why she's having a lot of money. Oh, she's using this to work. That's why she's very famous. No. No. Because you know yourself and you know the vehicle that you're sitting in and you're driving.
Right.
So therefore, whatever the vehicle demands, you provide it. You don't put where you're supposed to put oil, you put water in there. Where you're supposed to put water, you're going to put oil. How do you think you're going to function?
I agree.
That is how we human beings are created, especially those who are called spiritually. It's not everybody that is called. No. They are selected people.
Right. I agree.
That's why they tell many are called, but few are chosen. Chosen are different from called.
I agree.
That's true.
The last day disciples. That's me. Yeah, silly me. Can you imagine I'm chosen? Oh wow. He's like, oh my God. He's like, oh my God.
And needs are different from wants.
Yeah.
Needs are different from wants.
True.
You can do without want, but you cannot do without a need.
I agree.
So the uniqueness of spirituality when you're on this earth is the first call. The first point of call for every individual, especially we these people.
Yeah, this exactly.
Because they say we are the salt of this earth. We are the salt.
Yeah.
We are the real salt.
I agree. The salt of the earth. Yeah.
Yes. Whatever they put, wherever we appear, we are different. We taste good.
I agree. I agree.
So you must discover yourself. Yeah. Take the cover off. Then you know who you are.
Unveiling.
That's the problem we have now.
Pull the sheet off. You know, but hey, that's you under there.
Oh, I didn't know I was boo. It'd be like boo. I'm gonna boo people. Nah, boo boo. I'm gonna Right. I'm having fun too.
We need to go to the spiritual laboratory so we know what exactly is wrong with us. So we can choose our path properly, because our association determines our future.
Yeah, I agree. Yes. That part. Our association
determines our future.
Yes, it does.
So these are the things we need to do.
With rats, you're gonna get bit and be a rat too, eventually. Okay.
Is it iron sharpens iron?
Yeah.
When you have dollar, you spend dollar.
Yeah.
When you have CD, you spend CDs. Nobody works with, let's say, Price Waterhouse and take salary at what do you call it?
You know about Price Waterhouse? Look at you.
Shadow House or some company somewhere. No. No, you don't work at Chase and take salary at Price Waterhouse. Right. That is where that's why I say where your heart is, that is your soul. Where your heart is, that's your soul. That's your spirit. That is your residing. That is that's your accommodation. That's your residence. So everything that is made out of you or made of you is right there. So you look for it.
Yeah, I agree.
And get it, and you'll be complete. I don't know why people are running around. They are running around. They're running.
Yeah, we getting too good now, so they want to mess up with the reception.
A call came in.
Oh, okay. You're a hot commodity. They're like bling bling. They're like, hey.
Right.
People are just running around, whereby their identity, their destiny is right before them, but they are running all over, looking for it.
They got these on blinders.
Exactly.
Why? Mm-hmm. We don't want to know ourselves. And we end up living someone's life.
But we don't want to know it. We don't want to face ourselves because there's a lot of healing.
It's a lot of work that you got to put in, and they don't want to put in the work for changes.
No,
they
wanted to wave the magic wand, and everything is picture perfect. They don't want to put no work in, no action, no manifestations, no nothing. They just want it to happen right now. Give it to me right now the way it is.
They're like, what pill do I need to take again?
Yeah. Give me the magic pill, and now I'm healed from all diseases, but I'm going to still eat the same food that made me sick.
That part.
You want to eat the same food that make you sick, but you don't want it, but you want to heal at the same time. That's a mental illness right there.
You know, guys, I had this lady.
That's a sickness right there.
She's a client of mine. She got insurance from me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I told her, but she was having some health issues, this and that. I said, okay, what's going on with you? So I'm like, okay, I have some herbs. You want to do a detox, this and that. It might have, I'm just saying for sake. It was maybe like $200 dollars worth of herbs, but it was like
it's worth it.
my detox kit, the this and that, these, the vitamins, the minerals, whatever was needed to replenish the body, cleanse the body. But she had to eat raw for 7 days, blah blah blah. Well, what do I have to do? This and that. So then I talked to her. This was like 6 months ago or whatever, or maybe a year ago. I talked to her maybe a couple months ago. Well, I went down to Mexico and I got like a gastric bypass. And I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, I got a breast reduction. I got a gastric bypass and this and that. Because I said, so you'd rather spend thousands and thousands of dollars cut your stomach down than take herbs? I said, you didn't even want to spend you can spend thousands, but you can't spend 200 and some dollars. I said, because you don't want to do the work. And she said, no, you're right, I don't.
And she's gonna keep eating, and that triple bypass, that thing that she did, is not even gonna work again. She's gonna be fat and sloppy again.
I said, you didn't want to cut. I said, just because you didn't want to change your eating habits, you don't want to exercise. No, I don't.
Took the easy way out.
I don't want to do that. Risk your health, risk your, because when you go under the knife, it's surgery. You put to sleep. I mean, thousands of thousands. I'm like, really?
You mess up your energy field like that?
200 to try, but she didn't want to have to do anything. She just wanted to cut it off, cut it out, and just, I said, wow.
That's the mental illness I'm talking about.
Like, I cannot believe it.
That's a sickness right there.
I can't believe it, but it's just like we will go through any lengths to look. It's almost image. We want the outside. We put on the face, like you guys talking about the facade, and we this and we that, and we show up and we talk a good game. Now, most of us can, when they look at people, we can see it for real, right?
Yes.
If you can discern a bit, you can kind of see. You're listening, but you can see it within the face or within the eyes, movement, right. how they walk, and all kinds of stuff. So you hearing it, but you like, yeah, you look like, you got, darkness really bad under the eyes, and you don't look hydrated, and all. It's like kidneys, this and that. You can kind of see, but people just, it is dire. It's just sad to me that. We have to do better. I almost feel like sometimes I used to make a joke years back. I said, "Oh, if I could just drive by in a van, like these vans, and like snatch people on the street. From the street, and stick them in a van and put them in a room and make them watch like historical things about us and like health things and like reprogramming. Right? It's almost like a reprogramming of the mind." So we can, fix ourselves and get back to who we really are. It's almost like we've been so conditioned, it got lost somewhere in translation. So we're all grabbing our straws. We all want to be the one. It's like, oh, I'm gonna make sure, Papa Destiny, Najeez, we're gonna do this and that, and I'm sneaking behind, like, oh, how can I make the most money, or how can I do
that part
get the most people?
Exactly.
We
exactly.
I'm gonna smile and be like, we're gonna do good. Be like, oh, I can't wait because I'm gonna make all, I'm gonna be the one, and all
thinking about like, me.
What? What in the heck, but it's like we just haven't had enough for so long. We don't know how to be when we have stuff. We overspend, we overindulge, it's almost like we did all the spiritual stuff and we came together and it's like, shoot, I'm going over there and buy me this $1 million house, and
now you're going right back to where you left.
It's like, what? So it's like,
instead of taking that $1 million to help humanity, or to build a health clinic or a spiritual school or something like that. You know what I mean? You want to go build a $1 million house with people who don't even like you, in a neighborhood of people who don't even want you there.
Like, how do we break this chains? And like you say, we work from the inside out, literally. And it's almost the mind has to match the heart, has to match the spirit, has to match the soul. So it's like all of those inner workings.
Brain heart connection. Yes.
Yeah. It just we gotta get, and then it's trust. I feel like as a people we don't trust one another either anymore.
Yeah.
That is true. That is true.
It's because
that's a part of the sickness.
It's simple. The trust issue comes in a various ways, and the simpler explanation or definition I will give is, you see, as I said earlier on, iron sharpens iron. Hadn't been we here talking,
Yeah.
if we're not talking from the same realm, I think we should be talking trash.
Mhm.
Right.
But because our spirituality connects, we'll
right.
be able to
Talk.
speak and we all get the connection.
I
So
agree.
the trust is there.
I
Connect.
agree. I agree. Because it look if
I
one
wouldn't be saying a lot of the stuff I was saying if
I
the trust
agree.
wasn't there.
yeah.
Mhm.
Even
Yeah,
before
it's
you
true.
came on, I was just saying to Anuket that I shared a lot of things that I normally wouldn't share on camera, but I feel people need to hear it. People need to know.
Correct.
You know?
I think I bring out the best in her, and she brings out the best in me too. She
Mhm.
didn't want
That's
to give us
true.
credit, but
Yes,
I'm
that's
just-
my spiritual sister.
Yeah,
That's
yes,
how we're
Robert.
supposed to
No,
be.
I agree though. No, I definitely agree. I think
Sometimes
that,
the pride have to be put
Hey,
aside,
that's a key
and
here.
you have to speak from the heart and speak from the
Yeah.
reality point of it.
because people
you know?
do want to know and hear, and they're like, "Oh, I'm not alone," or "Wow, they had that too."
That's
You
right.
know, that's the
Mhm.
familiarity, right?
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
like, oh, I can
Mhm.
do, or I can overcome, or I can be whatever. But yeah,
Mhm.
trust, exactly. It is relative, but you do find, the spirit, and we all have like the DNA, and we
Mhm.
have the
Mhm.
genetics, and
Exactly.
we're gonna know, right? We would
Mhm.
say something would rear up,
Mhm.
all of a sudden another head would come out my shoulder. You'd be like, "She not it." Like, but you can see it, the spiritual head. They're like, I'm not. We gonna keep talking to her, but we gonna get off this line because she
Right,
not it.
right.
You
Or like you said, we're gonna pull that sheet off and be like, "That's you, that's you."
So yeah, I do agree. I meant this know the spirit by the spirit, right?
That's
Mm.
right.
Yeah. So
Because I tell people trust can only come in when you are in the same path with someone.
yeah,
Because spirituality, the greatest reward is karma.
yeah. Ooh, yeah.
So
Mm.
if I'm doing something stupid or something foolish, definitely karma will catch up with me.
Mm.
So
That's right.
those who are on the path of spirituality,
Don't play those games.
they don't play those games.
Mm-mm. No,
Mm,
no.
exactly.
They shouldn't.
They don't play those games
Mm-mm.
because they know the reward of
Yeah.
everything they do.
Mm. I agree.
Mhm.
So you need to identify yourself with the people that's supposed to identify you, or else you be living in a trance world.
Yeah. I hear
But
you.
there's no trust.
That's a good point. That's a good.
There's no trust. There's no trust. There's no trust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no trust. So since there's no trust, how do you relate with that person? You can't.
It's just fake. It'll be fake, you know.
Yes.
It won't be genuine. It definitely
No.
won't be real.
There's
Everybody will be
limitation.
smoke screening each other,
Mhm.
you know.
Even though, let's say, even though we've not met, I can easily say, you know what? When I traveling to Ghana,
Right.
grab my key from my houseboy or grab my key from my office and take room A, room B, room C, because there is a connection.
Connection. I agree. Yeah.
There is a connection because you know it, and I know it that when you do me evil, you're gonna pay for it.
Oh yeah.
That's right. Especially if I did you no harm.
Y-
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And at the opposite side of us, they always think about, when I do wrong, God, Jesus is going to forgive me. And listen, God
And they
does
keep
not
doing
forgive.
wrong. They keep doing wrong because they
Yeah.
feel Jesus is going to forgive them. 'Cause
And,
they're saved
you know,
and
it's
sanctified
it's just
in Jesus'
look.
name.
it's illusion. Take it.
That's right.
And that's another mental illness.
Yes, it's illusion.
Another sickness. Mhm.
It's illusion. God does not forgive. He pay you back. Nature pays everybody back. Look,
Yes,
if
yes.
not, if you work, you not get rewarded. You not be rewarded.
I agree.
Everything you do, you'll be rewarded.
Right.
So
Right.
the Jesus thing that they've been doing, it's illusion. They're deceiving a lot of people.
Mhm.
You think today you cheat me, so you are free. Don't
Right.
forget it. It's gonna come back to you.
Back to you. Yeah.
If not me, if not yourself, it's going to flow within your DNA.
Correct.
Your children, your great-grandchildren.
You better
And you're
say
gonna
it.
know
You're going to
where it
pay
came
for
from.
it.
Wow.
And you're
Yeah,
gonna know when it happened and why it
exactly.
happened.
But
You might not
Exactly.
say
don't
it,
believe
but
in
you're
that
gonna know
part.
in your heart why that just happened.
Yeah.
Ah,
Well, some
so
people miss it, which is sad. But if
it,
it comes to the children, when you
Yeah,
said the children, because I know that. Well,
they
that's what
miss
I've been
it, sis,
thinking.
but it keeps happening. That's why they keep missing it, because it keeps happening, that they're
Happening,
not
right?
paying attention.
They're
That's
not-
why it keep happening, because you're missing the lesson.
mm-hmm,
Mhm.
right. Like,
so they keep this illusion that Jesus is forgiver, and when you do something, Jesus will forgive you. Look, if Jesus forgives, when the people were selling in the church, he went there and he beat hell out of everybody. He said, "This place is not a market. You can't sell in my father's house. Get out."
And turn over all the offering buckets.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
Right.
Mess every place up, mash up everything. He would have said, "Oh, don't sell here. Everybody go out. Everybody
Yes.
go out."
He got
But
angry with
he whipped everybody.
Right.
He used the cane.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Get out. So the whole thing is illusion.
Right.
It's the illusion. It's the illusion that is making people feel like, oh, if I do wrong and I ask God, He will forgive me. Look, that
And I can
moment
keep
you
doing
feel you
wrong.
have been forgiven, you have never been forgiven.
But people, it's
You're
like
gonna pay for that.
Yeah,
That's right, because you're gonna pay for it.
it's
Today,
Definitely.
tomorrow, next month, next
You
year,
will pay.
you're paying
You
for
will
it.
pay.
But
Ain't
You
no
remember,
will pay.
forgiveness.
it's left up to interpretation, and we're going to interpret it with a slant the way that we want to make it suiting for us, so we can still do what we're not supposed to do. So we goes buys the Bible, or we goes buys the Kabbalah, or we goes buys the Quran. We like walk by it. We don't really like internalize it and really, you know what I mean? But we know right? So it's like when you know better and don't do better, you are held accountable.
Yeah.
But we're gonna tweak it a little bit to say, like you said, Jesus, God forgive me if I just do this little thing, because you just want to do it.
But they know better and ain't doing better.
Yeah, we have choice and free will, and if you don't do the right thing, and you don't, act accordingly, like you said, universal law, reap what you sow, karma. I mean, there's a lot of terms that you're gonna get back.
That's right.
Even the Bible even said is that you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free.
That's
So
right.
if you lie, you put yourself in a bondage.
Yeah, that's true.
That is the karmic world. You embond yourself in a karmic world, which you'll be paid. Be paid in your own coin. There is no way I said it before, there's no way you work at Chase and take your salary at Price Waterhouse.
Right.
No way.
I think
so. The illusion.
Yeah, I think too, really quickly, that going back to the children, I don't think, first of all, people are not thinking. Like you say, it's an illusion. We tell ourselves. But if you really do love your children or other people that can be affected by your poor choices, then maybe we would think differently. But some people just don't care anyway. They're just selfish-minded and selfish-hearted.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't personally want to do certain things, or I want to make sure I get it right and everything's aligned, because I know my children will pay. It's almost like a curse, or I'm putting things on them where their blessings and their gifts could be blocked. And that's not fair to them, because I'm supposed to be facilitating the right things and setting it up so then they can have an easier path to righteousness and to get to their blessings and to the airship and that type of thing. But so I don't think we think past ourselves, or in that frame of mind, because I wouldn't want to do anything to hurt my children. I've done enough, right? I don't want to. I wanted to turn around where they see things more lighter, more brighter. It's like the sun is shining. They have bumps and things are going to happen, right? Especially when you are coming into a transition where you are empowered and you are in leadership and rulership and controllership and you are leading the people and the nations, there are things that are going to be coming at you, but that's why you build up, right? And your guides and yourself protect and shield you, right, from these things. You don't take in those emotions, you don't take in those things. You can deflect and or put it in its proper perspective. So that's what I'm, working on. And I don't think people think beyond, again, themselves when they're in that mindset, because they're thinking of greed. They're thinking of what they might not have. They're living in lack. They have a lack mindset and a lack mentality, and that's what they go by, and that's what they live by. It's self-serving, but it's not serving, and it seems like it's serving you, but it's gonna hurt you, as what you got saying in the end.
Yeah.
It's gonna be painful.
They live in the moment, That's the moment.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's the moment.
Yeah, they're not looking for forever, eternity.
Because when you still go back to the Bible, as they always go, a wise man leave inheritance for his children.
Mm-hmm.
A wise man.
A wise man, right? That part. Obviously we don't have enough
children.
Yeah. Like you said, it's simply put, like one verse. But we just
one verse.
We forget.
But they leave the opposite. You see, the issue with Christians, let me put it this way. When the word of God is spoken, they attribute to someone standing somewhere else. They are not practical. They don't live practical. They live illusional life. Thinking, oh, this word is not for me. If it's not a blessing, it's not for me. If it's this, it's for someone else.
Right. Or they're looking for that man or that woman standing in front of them to pray it into them, or pray. You know what I mean? It's like, you can do it for yourself. They're just a guide. Oh my God. Lord have mercy.
It's crazy, So spirituality, I always tell people, is practicality. You live it.
Yeah.
You live it. You practice it. You eat it. You wear it. You act. You live. I mean, reality of you. If you doubt it, you try it. You test it. If you doubt the matches that is not working, you light it up and put in the gas on it. It really is going to light. That is spirituality. That is spirituality. You see, Christians, when I was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, in 2002, I graduated from Bible school in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Okay.
And I was an evangelist. So we went to Africa.
Wow, look at that.
We went to South Africa, Kenya, Cameroon, Uganda, Congo.
Wow.
And the evangelism, preaching the word of God. We preach the word of God. We preach the word of God. We let people baptize people, do this, born again. But that was illusion.
Yeah, I feel you. Respectfully, but yeah.
That was illusion. You see, we don't let the people live a practical life.
Right.
That when you plant maize, you reap maize. When you plant cassava, you pluck cassava. But a lot of Christians, pastors, let the people believe that is the opposite.
The pie in the sky, yeah. Like
so the Christian keep committing crimes, keep committing sins.
Yeah.
People taking people's wives. A whole lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
And when you look at the Christendom, they are the people doing the most, causing most of the atrocities.
Yeah, I agree.
But when it comes to our spirituality, let's say African religion, African spirituality, we know that when you do this, you're going to get the repercussion.
Yeah.
So you dare not even start it, not even say you want to do it.
Yeah.
You see, but we don't. When Christians, we say, "Oh, when I do it, even when I go and kneel down, Jesus will forgive me. God will forgive me."
It's an
You see,
excuse.
it's an excuse. It's an illusion. God and Jesus does not encourage sins. No, they don't.
Lord.
They don't. No, they don't. You see, Jesus and God does not condone and connive anybody to be committing sin, doing silly stuff, and you come back and say, "Oh, I forgive you," and you go back, you do silly, you come back, "I forgive."
Yes,
How many times? How many times? How many times? How many times will you be disturbing someone like that?
God is a forgiving God. And if God can forgive you 15 million times, you should be able to forgive me 15 million times.
Yes.
Look, 7 times, 7 times, 7 times 7.
So that's 7 times 7. It's a karma you're going to pay for your generation.
Same thing, right?
You pay. Is it spirituality? Is practicality?
Yeah.
It's just like my brother driving. When you accelerate the car, when you put your feet on the gas and you press it so hard, you're going to go over speeding.
Yeah.
And police will do what? The cops will arrest you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So take it to spirituality. Take it to God. If he said he created us his own image, then that should tell you that there are things we do is opposite.
Right.
The churches are not preaching the truth.
Yeah.
They are putting something else in the mind of people, and they are living the opposite life.
Yeah.
I tell people, if everybody should live according to how God said we should live, I tell you, you can even leave your money on the street and you come back for it.
Right.
In my village,
there's some places that you can.
in my village, when you leave your money, when you leave anything you leave outside, you still come back for it.
Yep. Exactly.
In my village, you can put your food or your crops or your business out there and put a bowl. Whatever you want to buy, you pick it, you pay the money, put it in the bowl.
Right.
Because you know that when you make a mistake, when the weather changes and the thunder starts striking, you can be stricken, die. You see, the thunder god, people believe in them, and we believe in them. That when you do wrong and I call the god of thunder, it will strike you. It will strike you dead. So they are even scared to even commit anything opposite their lifestyle. So when you go to our land, they live life with practicality, reality. Reality, not illusion. Not illusion that, oh, when you do this, God will forgive you. When you slap here and then this one slap. How many times can you be slapped?
Right.
So your eardrum will go off. And when you talk to you, might not hear. You might not hear again. And you turn to deaf and dumb. Blah 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 blah. How many times will you sustain that? Right. So Christianity is good, but what makes it bad is you don't live according to the Bible, according to the Spirit. When they say that it's a spiritual book, then people must live according to the Spirit, because Spirit don't like dirty stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
Simple.
I agree.
Simple word.
I agree.
Simple word.
Can I ask you something, Papa Destiny?
I'm ready. I'll answer you.
Okay. When you have that in November, it's just adults only, right?
It's adults, yes.
Oh, it is? Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's what
it's adult. Yeah, it's more adults because kids sometimes don't understand.
When your center is open though, can you bring children there or it's still for adults?
Oh yeah. When it's open, everybody can go.
But this is just a tour right now this year. And
the tour. The children can go for the tour. Children are very smart, one way or the other.
Very.
There are things when they see, they try to elevate it in the different realm. And children's spirituality is higher.
I agree.
Higher in IQ than we the adults.
Yeah.
They receive so much better.
Exactly. So when the spiritual tourism in November,
right,
every child can go. We can go, see things yourself, practice everything that you want to see, you're going to see.
Okay.
So when they come back, they can reflect.
So you say yes, that it's preferable adults, but children are welcome?
Yeah, children are welcome because it's spirituality. Spirituality. It's just that there are some places that because of emotions, kids may not be able to allow to enter. Like maybe we're traveling to the slave dungeon where, excuse me to say, our ancestors were put here and there and there. Psychologically, children sometimes, those who don't have strong mentality might be depressed.
Yeah, they may have be traumatized from it.
Yeah. Okay.
You're traumatized. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But for the spiritual tourism, where we go for the event, when they are allowed to go through. But when we go into the slave castle and the slave market, we need to look into it and say, can she contain or can he be able to contain the situation?
Right. Okay, I see what you mean. So that's those experiences. No, that makes sense. And that's why you said no at first, but then you're like maybe, but then there's certain places it's not
exactly
ideal. Right.
Because we don't want to traumatize some of the kids.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I definitely. Is the Jeez, are you going to get his information? Because I'm going to have to.
Yeah, he can tell us right now, or he can type his email in that private chat box and the contact information.
Are you driving or being driven? Can you put your information?
I'm being driven by my boss.
Okay.
I can give you his Papa Destiny
at Gmail
142. Yes, 142 at gmail.com.
And what about the phone?
Okay, so you got it at you got it at Papa Destiny.
PAPA 142 at gmail.com.
So Papa Destiny 142
at gmail.com, yes.
At Gmail.
Okay, and then the phone number?
And 862-231-8209.
I'll repeat it.
862-231-8209. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Or the email you can also Temple of Destiny INT at gmail.com. Temple of Destiny INT at gmail.com. Yeah.
Do you have a website?
International.
I've paid the guy for the website, but he hasn't finished yet. So we're going to start it from here gradually. We grow. It's a teamwork, so let's do it together. I'm not the only person that's been called. We all been called. We all been tasked. So let's do it together.
Okay, well, we're going to holler at you.
Yeah, sure.
Which means in perfect King's English, we will contact you.
Right.
Anytime.
I know you know both, okay? But I just wanted to.
Oh, don't worry.
Well, you understood what I said first.
I do. I do.
And then I cleaned it up, and you laughed, so you like, okay.
I do.
Yeah, I'm professional, but I'm a little, I'm professionally hood. I like to be flexible,
Oh no.
I don't like
good.
to be too proper. I don't like to be too whatever. I like to be right in the middle. because I like.
I like to be myself.
Yes. Period.
So that way you don't have to be pulling those sheets off of me. You know.
Okay.
Like that's you under there. That's you.
So I'm on WhatsApp, so you can reach me on WhatsApp as well. So the same number. Yeah. Same anytime. Yeah, the same number for WhatsApp. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. May the blessings be.
May the blessings be. It's been a pleasure.
Love and gratitude. Nice meeting you. Yes.
Please meet you too. May the blessings be. May the blessings be. May the blessings all be.
Yes.
May the blessings all be.
More love.
May the blessings be.
More love.
Yes. May the blessings be. All right. So let's holler later when there's time, so that we can arrange what we can do together.
Okay. Yes.
Build up from here. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm open. I'm an open-minded person. And
okay.
Hey,
because I have some
spirituality.
Ideas that you might be
okay. Good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sharing this.
You know, this is what I say. I am called. I may be called as a leader, but there are other people that's supposed to be part of me to let this calling be accomplished.
Oh yes, it's like a council, you know.
Exactly.
Council of people at the round table.
Exactly.
We got to share our talents and gifts.
You may be called as a leader, but you are just a figurehead. People supposed to be part of you so that your leadership will be seen. Right?
Yes.
Good. That's how it is. Peanut butter soup is prepared, but it's salt, pepper, tomatoes, other things that make it peanut butter soup.
You like peanut butter soup? Oh my god!
Did he say peanut butter soup?
Hey, that's my favorite though.
Wow! You know what? And you know what? He said peanut butter soup. I like peanut butter sauce. I like peanut butter. You know, and peanut punch, boiled peanut. You know.
Okay. Yeah. So let's do it together. We can get there. We can do it.
Yeah,
we can do it. Yeah.
And I have other people that, you know, like my significant other will definitely be on board with what you're doing.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it. Most definitely. I'm ready. I'm open-minded. I'm ready, because spirituality journey is not for you alone.
I agree.
It comes with people.
Yeah.
And these people are connected to your throne and your altar. So therefore, all of you can move together. That is how spirituality is.
Yes.
You see?
We gotta be a pillar for one another.
Exactly.
You know? We can't worry about, you know, who knows more or who knows less. We just bring whatever we have to the table. We share our gifts, we share our talents. You know what I'm saying? And we let the ancestors work it out for us.
Exactly.
And we leave the ego, we leave the pride aside.
Yeah. Very important.
Fresh. Yes, we come fresh and pure, like a newborn child.
Exactly.
You know, open and ready to receive and give.
Right. Exactly.
So we can work together and make other people aware. We create awareness. When we are going as a team. We are coming back like a team. I mean, it's so nice.
Exactly.
It's so nice. So
I agree.
I mean, nice to speak with you, all of you, and may all the blessings be.
Love and gratitude. Yes. And I look forward to the manifestations that we talked about. It's gonna.
May the blessings be. May the blessings be. May the blessings be. Yes. Thank you so very much for everything.
Gratitude.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you too.
Much
so anytime you can call me so that we can talk. Yeah.
Okay, we will. We'll do a 3-way. Or we'll do the same thing we're doing now, but it won't be streaming live. It won't be live. It'll be a conversation.
Yeah. We can even sometimes put a topic. Let's treat a topic. Yes. So we put a topic. Then we discuss it.
Yes.
You know, we discuss the topic.
Tonight. Yes, exactly.
To educate each one another. because
Mhm.
iron sharpens iron.
That's
So
true.
we can learn from each other. I may
Yes,
not know something, you may know it, you may educate me.
that's
She may
right.
not know something, she may educate me. So that
Right.
is how we're supposed to live,
Thank
right?
you.
So may the blessings be.
And the
Yes.
blessings be. Peace and honor.
Thank you so very much for
Love and
everything.
gratitude.
Gratitude for
Bless
you.
and love.
Thank you.
Peace,
Peace.
peace,
Peace.
peace.
Hmm.